So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I am so glad that you guys found me. For those of you guys returning, I'm so blessed and so grateful to be here. I hope that this reading resonates with all of you guys. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. Today's reading will be using these decks right here, and I will link the playlist for the deck flip throughs for you who are interested in charging these cards energetically for future readings, or if you're a reader yourself and just like to take a look at the cards in these decks. So today's reading, we'll be taking a look at the person on your mind and what are their thoughts and their feelings about you and the connection between you and this person. Please keep in mind that sometimes the energy does come flipped or reversed, meaning I will be looking at your feelings and thoughts. And if that's the case, you can go check out another pile. Your person could be in another pile. All right. And sometimes we get both energies in one pile. So it's up to you to determine whose is who or what energy belongs to who. And I might get it reversed. Okay. So you can crisscross the piles as you see fit, or the energies, I should say. But do not force any of the messages to fit. If the energy sounds shocking, surprising, something you're completely unaware of, it's most likely not your pile. Okay, we use tarot to confirm what we already know intuitively. And that's how tarot works. I'm not predicting anything. I'm not guessing anything. I'm just reading the energy and channeling the information that comes through the cards. And it is up to you to work with your intuition and to spirit to understand whether that pile is your pile or not. Okay? So, gorgeous angels, like I say, these are the decks. This will be a pick card for option number 1. We have the Sci-Fi Tarot. Option number 2, we have the Slow Tarot. Option number 3, we have the Tarot of the Divine. And option number 4, we have the Golden Universal Tarot. Take your time to sit with this energy. If you get stuck, close your eyes. Open your eyes, whichever one you're first called to. Will most likely be your pile. It could be your energy, like I mentioned. And if that's the case, then you can go check out another pile. I'll put the timestamps down below, and I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, pile number 1. You guys picked the Sci-Fi Tarot, and we're looking at the person on your mind and what this person is thinking and feeling about you. And like I mentioned, this energy could come reversed, meaning it's your thoughts and feelings. Okay, if that's the case, then go check out another pile unless you want to hear the message that Spirit has for you regarding your own energy and this connection. So Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1 regarding the person on their mind. The person they came here about, what are their thoughts and feelings at this time? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Thank you so much, spirits, and thank you so much. I don't think there's another one coming through. All right, so we'll pull these healing, oops, oh my goodness, mini tower. We'll pull these healing clarity oracle cards after. Okay, so let's pull the tarot and take a look at the energy. Clear and concise message for pile. That one didn't feel right either. Clear and concise message for pile 1. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Energy feels stiff here. We have the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 2 court cards. And we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Well, that would explain the stiff energy. The Lovers, more Gemini energy. And we have the Tower. Mini Tower with the cards in the reverse. The Queen of Wands. Okay. And the Nine of Wands in reverse. And the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. And we have reflection under that, 33. 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. 3s are all about growth, relationships, initial success, about creativity, joy, communication, self-expression, groups, fun. Okay, the energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplations of self and other. Okay, and then the King of Swords under that. Wow, lots of court card energy here. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So heavy Gemini in this pile. Give me a second to channel this information for you. I'm feeling 2 energies here, okay? I'm going to make an assumption who your person is and who you are. So if it's reversed, then you flip it. Okay. I am getting like a third party energy here, okay? This doesn't mean that your person is married or maybe in a long-term connection. It could definitely be, though. Okay, what I'm really feeling, though, is that this person is uncommittable to you. This person hasn't been able to choose you, build with you, be relied upon to commit to a future, or to be relied upon to choose you in a loving connection here. And I do feel like what Spirit's coming through here is because this person is understanding that they have to disassemble some part of their world. And also there's anticipation or projection here that they might not be able to sustain a future with you to make you happy. I feel like this person fears that they're not good enough to deliver to you whatever it is that you'd be needing here in order to build a future with this person. So either they're not feeling confident in their ability to establish themselves. So maybe this is a person who is still needing to build their career, or somebody who doesn't have enough in their world, according to them, resources. I don't know, their own place, their own job, their own ability to sustain themselves here for the long term. So they're like, if I can't do this, then how can I provide here for pile number 1? And so they do feel that this connection is destined. Okay, like there's something very destined about this connection, according to this person. But understanding this on one level, but then in a practical way, making it happen is something that this person doesn't understand or see within themselves capable of doing. It's an 8 swords energy. Okay, and the other energy I feel is your energy here, and you're coming to some understanding about what you're needing in order for there to be movement in this connection. It's like this person might have not have shown you your self-worth or appreciated your energy in this connection between you and this person. So I don't know how you've been showing up, but it's like, I'm not getting the appreciation or the value based on how this person is engaged with you, because they haven't fully officialized their decision or chose you in some way. And so they're choosing, according to you, they're choosing another path that could be another person, like I said. Okay, but it is coming through here that that path is, according to them, like, even if it's not fully established, or if it is, because for some people it's already established, maybe they already have like a built family system structure. Okay, but it's like, even if it's like prosperous and some place that they can sort of stay, okay, like, it feels to me like there's a lot of projection about them being more fearing and anticipating what they can't produce, rather than them choosing to stay in a place that is a preferred comfort, if that makes sense. And I think your understanding is that this person is like choosing this other path because it's more what they want, what they want, which is not true. Okay, I feel this person wants to choose a path with you. I feel this person would choose a path with you. I feel this person is is wanting this, but to them, the logical thing, so they're really basing it on what logically makes sense. And so I do feel this has a lot to do with resources, where they live, how they live, who they live with, or how they function, maybe their finances, maybe their like their resources in general, their home, their job, their location, the logistics, all of that stuff for them logically has to make sense. Because for this person, it's like, if it's not aligned here, then and if I choose pile one, then where's it going to go? I can't deliver anything here for pile one. And so the feels here is more their thoughts about what's right, And so I think this is resulting in reflecting back to you someone who isn't choosing you, so they're not valuing and they're not appreciating you. It's like, well, I can't step in 2 feet in order to prop you up and show you your value if I'm not already sort of committed to the fact that you are my path. And this person hasn't committed to the path or committed to the choice that you are their path, because this would require them to understand a way for them to build some sort of security. Yeah, I feel like it's more about that than it is about disassembling what they already have. Because I do feel for a lot of you guys, if you resonate with this pile, I don't necessarily know that this person has a very solid structure already. It feels like this person could be somebody who is very fluid, And so it might make sense to you, like, okay, if they're so fluid here, then why would they just not go with the flow? Because that does seem to be something maybe that why you would say this person is making this choice. Like, there's the 2 messages for sure here, okay? One is, if you know your person is in an arranged setup already, that energy, you understand, is something that would have to be parted with or dissolved before this person could build a future with you. That's a for sure, okay? But for those of you guys who know that this person isn't already established and they're free beings, okay, we're all free beings, but free enough to know that this person isn't really committed to or pegged to any really one sort of enmeshed family system or structure or location, then it's like, well, then it makes it worse here, because to you, it's like this person's choosing this. So either way, you're thinking this person's choosing that. And for both those camps, it's like, no, this person, regardless if it's established already and has to come down, or it's not established, but they're just kind of floating around. It's like, that's their way of life, the floating around. And so it's like, if this is all I've ever known, and now with you here, you're requiring me to be different than how I am. I don't know how to be anything than what I am here. Now, what I am is somebody who's very logical about what makes sense. And so because proof's in the pudding, and everything that I have already built to me is my proof. And so if I haven't built anything, if I haven't been able to commit to anything, okay, and the older this person is, the more impact this has. It's like, I'm X years old and I don't have blah, blah, blah. So I can't build this thing. Okay, and if I can't build this thing, then it's like, you're making it more evident to me that I have to be different. Because in order to choose you, I would have to build something with you. That's this person's projection. Whether you ask them for building something, it's maybe their understanding, and socially, that's usually how it goes. It's like we find someone and then we're supposed to like compromise and build with them and take them into consideration. And that would be a choice. And this person's thinking like, maybe I don't have it within me to build the thing. So it's like, I don't know, lacking the confidence, or just I haven't established that foundation. And if I haven't established the foundation, it just makes good sense for me and for one. So they think they're doing you a service. It's like I'm doing pile one a service by not just engaging with them in a way here that's gonna not fulfill them, because they feel like eventually you're going to say, this person's disappointing, this person can't provide for me, this person isn't reflecting back to me my value, this person is falling short, like all sorts of judgments you can make about this person. And it's like, well, no, I want to do things right, I want to make sure that it's logical. So it's almost giving an energy of not now, but once I figure out or understand that piece of it, then I'd be open to this thing, but the anticipation of falling short in the future is keeping this person held back from you. And so I feel like this person is thinking they're considering you in your future. And so it does to me feel like love, okay, but through the mind. So what it feels like, it's like the most loving thing I could do is the logical thing that makes the most sense here for pile one. And so it's coming through even stronger. Like it feels like a very strong love here. And this is the way this person loves, is like by making the right choices. And so, yes, they're projecting what is right for you. They're also coming through with a lot of limiting beliefs of what they're capable of doing and not doing, and also that you would be unhappy here, okay, in this person's world. And so they just predetermined and concluded that they can't pursue you at this time fully, okay? So I don't know if they're talking to you. I don't know if they ran from you. I don't see how they're engaged with you. The only thing that I'm picking up here is in their mind, they're like, I want to make sure that we're not going down a path where you're going to be disappointed once you understand that I'm incapable of what it is that I think that this connection needs in order for me to fulfill you and make you happy or value you and show you your worth. So this person obviously sees you as high worth. Okay, but your conflict here, I really see is like, they're not showing me my worth because they're not choosing me. And so clearly you can either say, I'm not chosen. I'm not somebody that this person would make an effort to commit to building something here if they really had some sort of feels. So you could be in that mind loop as well, because I do feel like there's a lot of mental noise coming from both of you guys, making your own understandings, okay, which is just in our mind. It has nothing to do with reality. And the reality here is that there are feelings shared amongst each of you guys, and you guys both engage in different ways. And so it's reflecting back to each other a story, and we could believe those stories all day long. And I think you believe the story that this person isn't choosing you and that they could choose you, which is kind of right in a way. They could choose you for sure, but it's like, no, in their mind, the reality is they can't choose you. They can't. It comes hand in hand with having to produce something that they're telling themselves that they're incapable of producing at this time. And so there's love, but there's just this thing here. They do feel like you and this person like have a lot when it comes to similar, I don't know, like this person just feels like you're on their level when it comes to understanding them. Maybe you guys have very profound conversations. Maybe you guys come from the same background when it comes to schooling or understanding. Okay, not necessarily this connection, obviously, because you guys have two different sort of understandings, but it's like, you get me, I get you, I understand you. Okay, and I don't know if this person feels like they're assuming that they understand what it is that you need here. And so it's coming through that way. It's like, I already know what you're going to want and need because I know how you are, because we have the same sort of mental understanding here. And so that could be a huge projection. And you might have not have told this person like what it was that would make you happy here. And so it could be just a fat assumption. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know if you're pressuring this person for clarity. And I do feel like this person might be defending themselves, but they think they're not defensive. That's coming through. It's like, but they're not, they're defending themselves in a way of their action, you know? And so it could be frustrating for you because it's like this person might be like, I'm not threatening you. I'm not defensive. Like that could be their mindset completely, but it's like, well, look at your action, you know? You're like defending your position by choosing your stance. And I don't know how much pressure you've put on this person, and maybe you haven't put any, but it almost feels like this person anticipates a pressure from you. And it's like you have a lot of power here to make decisions, and it could be very devastating for this person, they feel, if they prematurely step forward and then disappoint you or aren't able to create something solid here, you know? This person feels like they're unreliable and uncommittable to something secure because of their personal nature. I also feel like, this person is saying, like, I'm really concerned with you eventually, maybe not initially, but eventually being like, this is not a place for me because it's not growing and it's not producing. And so if it doesn't produce and it doesn't grow, I have no choice but to not be engaged and to move on from this. So they're fearful you'd leave them and that you would not want to continue to engage or pursue in this connection once you got, I don't know, like bored of this energy that isn't going anywhere, according to their limited thoughts here. So I don't know if I mentioned Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I don't think I did. Okay. And then the heavy Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. And well, let's take a look at a deeper layer here. Okay. And then we'll pull the healing, clarity, essential oil oracle cards to see what Spirit wants to communicate. So Spirit, thank you for this message. Pile number 1, the person on their mind, what are their thoughts and their feelings? I am getting this person gets really stuck in their mind. Like, it definitely feels like a masculine energy. Okay. And their mind is driving all their actions. And they really feel like they're making the most logical, loving decision based on an understanding of themselves. So they might really understand themselves, you know, or with the 8 swords, think they understand themselves. But from a limited aspect, it's like, I already know my nature. I know my nature, and I'm incapable of producing something secure here. So let's see, spirits, can we dive in just a little deeper? Pile 1's person. This connection that I just channeled, this person, what is their thoughts and their feelings at this time? Page of Pentacles. Queen of Wands again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This time she's in the upright. and the Star in reverse. Aquarius energy. Why is this Page of Pentacles here? The Six of Pentacles, I was going to say in the reverse. It's not in reverse. Why is this Queen of Wands here? The Devil. Capricorn energy. And why is this Star in reverse here? The Ace of Swords. Okay, and this deck, it's like in the horizontal position, the aces. So in this way, I'm going to read this as upright. The Ace of Swords like this. Okay, and then the Eight of Cups. All right, and then the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and under that we have the King of Wands in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So now we have divine counterparts again. King and Queen of Wands, and we had the King and Queen of Swords in the last round. Okay, let me tap into this one. Energy. Under that we have the Five of Wands. Okay, so pile number one, the messaging is reinforcing what I did read. Okay, like this person, like how they feel. They obviously find you very attractive. Okay, but I do feel there's putting you on a pedestal, and in regards to what it is that would make you happy. This person is heavily attracted to you. Okay, in some regard, maybe even obsessing over you. There's an obsession here. There's a desire here. There's a lot of passion here. Okay, but this person is thinking because of all of this, if they were to drive with their passion, they would be doing you a disservice. And it's like, at least I'm not acting out of passion and just like doing that and delivering only that, you know? And so they think that they need to produce some form of a pentacle here with you, okay, which would build to something solid. And it's like, they assume they'd have to be an upright King of Pentacle for you, okay, which is somebody very committed, solid, stable, grounded, reliable, that is already established. And it's like they're seeing themselves as like just at the early stage of building something for themselves. They do see you as an opportunity here, okay? It's not that they don't see it. It's not that they're blind. It's not that they don't have the feelings for it, but it's like I'd have to carry my own weight. I'd have to invest in you. I'd have to put the pentacles, and all I have is this Page of Pentacle, like the beginning stage of something. And so how can I equally distribute the energy that you're needing in a fair way that's going to keep you here? Because this person is thinking long term, and so they think they're really smart. Okay, even the King of Swords said, I don't know what it said at the bottom of one of these cards, they were the smartest man on earth or something. Like they really think that they're like the smartest decision that they're making. It's like the best ultimate decision because they're projecting into the future. It's like, if I did commit to you all of a sudden and say, okay, let's go, you know, then it's like, I already see the end game. And the end game is that I'd be a disappointment. The end game is that I don't have confidence here to maintain you. I can't maintain you. And so I'd lose you. And so it keeps this person frozen. You know, it's like the truth of the matter is that I would lose you. The truth of the matter is that long term, it's not sustainable because I can't keep producing for you what you're wanting me to produce to sustain you, to keep you going. And so they might feel like they'd have to put in a lot of like effort here. Like, I don't know why they're seeing you as maybe high maintenance, or maybe just relationship in general being high maintenance for them, because they'd have to support it in some way. And so they have an understanding of themselves that's lacking the confidence to win. It's like, I can't win. And all the energy that I could put into you might not sustain you because it's such a small amount, and you might need copious amounts of whatever, you know. I don't know why they're feeling this way. But again, Devil, it's Eight Swords energy. It's like very limited, and it holds this person back. Maybe holds this person back in life. You know, it could be that their devilly ways of thinking is a lack of self-confidence or an inability to go after their dreams and actually see a vision and executing the vision. It's like, I'd rather play small, and so it holds me back in life. For some of you guys, this person could have an addiction that they're working through. I just got to cover the bums, just realized. So it could be that. It's like if this person, okay, because now it's really pulling through that second sort of camp. Even for some of you guys, like I said, it's third party and they have an established family or whatever, community. Could be both of these things also true, okay? But for some of you guys, the strong message here, which I feel is for most of you guys, is like this person, if they haven't built something for themselves, they don't feel like to their level. Okay, I don't feel like this person is like a CEO or like has their own home and their own like established thing. And this is really big for this person. And it could be because they've been involved in something unhealthy in their world, you know? This could be anything from living in fantasy to addictions to bad vices, habits, floating around and that's really holding them back in life, you know, unhealthy beliefs of themselves. And it could all be stemmed from a lack of self-confidence. And it's like, I haven't been able to really invest in a future that I want for myself. So I haven't been a King of Pentacles in my world, regardless if you're around or not around. It's like, I haven't built that for myself. And so now it's like you're a part of that vision that I don't have or haven't created just yet. And so the honest truth here is that I'd have to be honest with myself with how I'd plan this, and I don't have a plan for it. So person feels very much like this connection is destined. Okay, again, it's like, but I have to like make the right choice no matter how destined it is, that I wouldn't be in a position to provide for you because I don't have the vision and the confidence of how I do that. And I'd have to deal with my own devil. And I'd have to step up to the plate and I'd have to measure up. And so this person is saying right now, they're only able to sort of meet you at some level, which is very, what's it called? I was going to say elementary. It's like early stage, you know? But that's their thing is like, it doesn't go beyond this and then it falls flat because I can't sustain it for long amounts of time or keep ramping it up. And so I don't want to experience you walking away. I don't want to experience disappointing you. I don't want to experience in the future a disappointment here. You know, like you looking at me like I'm a disappointment or I'm unfulfilling for you. And then it's going to be a whole bunch of arguments, a whole bunch of conflicts. I might even have to compete for you if all of a sudden it's like you see something else out there that's of more value or that can provide to you more than what I can. And then what? And then I have to be in a position of trying to fight for you. And I'd rather just not act at this point in time because this person is held back by that thought. Okay. That's very strong with this energy. So we have Aquarius energy and heavy Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. So what does Paula need to know then about this energy? This person sees as someone very intuitive, okay, and also highly independent here. Also very feminine is coming through, okay, like I see someone very feminine, but it's like a strong feminine energy, very in tune with your feminine side and very independent. Yeah, they see you as someone very confident. They see you as someone also who knows how to, I don't know, like I don't know if they feel you know more about love or how to yield love or give love. They see something very loving about how you engage with this person. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Spirit. What does Paula need to know about this connection? So we have the citronella. Expel. Trigger statement. I am being invaded. Interesting because the aliens here are the space invaders. It says invaded. Okay, I am being invaded. A true statement, I am pure. As you align with the frequency of peace, the invasions from outside yourself and dissonance within are neutralized. So this is kind of giving me like an 8 swords energy. And the 8 swords energy is like feeling like we're at the mercy of an external world here, you know? I felt like both of you guys, like I said, was in an 8 swords, but I felt like your 8 swords was like in your mind about the reasons why this person couldn't move forward with you. And this, as you align with the frequency of peace, I feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that there's nothing that you're able to do in regards to having someone come out of their 8 swords, and not to take it personal. Okay, I know that there does seem to be a lot of love here, so it's like, how do I not take this person's understanding personal? It's like this person has to work through their own 8 swords of lack of confidence and their own devilly energy here. That has nothing to do with your value or a reflection of who you are and what you're about here. Okay, I do feel like this person doesn't see that you're how you're impacted, but I could see how strongly you're impacted by this person's not choosing you, you know? I don't think this person's intending to hurt you. Okay, topical, harmony, trigger statement, I am boiling over, true statement, I allow myself to feel. Give yourself space to decompress and take time to nurture your mind-body, body-mind, and spirits. Allow emotions to surface and release. And we have Jasmine, passion, trigger statement, I am scared, true statement, when I am vulnerable, I am at my strongest. Reconnect with your feminine energy and pursue something that ignites your fire. Open the gates of your fortress and explore. And we have nourishment with grapefruit here. Trigger statement, it's all my fault. True statement, I see what I truly need. Your energetic body needs nourishment, so begin to discern physical hunger from spiritual hunger. Cherish your body and the way it supports you. And Siberian fur with acceptance. Trigger statement, we must remember. The true statement, I am free of the habits that do not serve me. Lay down the armor passed down to you from your family. Release habits that are not serving you and forgive on behalf of generations past. Let me sit with this energy because I do feel there's a strong message coming through. I also want to pull a card here for the devil. Okay, because I do feel there's a lot of mirroring here in this connection. Usually with lovers and star, it does talk about a destined partnership here. Okay, and usually when something is destined, there's a reason why we're experiencing other people, because they're mirroring to us something that needs to be understood or seen or learned by us. Okay, so I feel like there is something here about being in situations maybe that aren't fulfilling for you, because clearly this person isn't stepping forward. Okay, and so there's obviously needs to have some form of acceptance of what is, but I feel it goes beyond this. Okay, I feel like there's some sort of generational wounding or some sort of belief with the 8 swords that you hold that maybe you're still having to work through here. But let me see, what's with the devil? It's like we don't need to settle for people who don't step up, you know? But the Page of Swords in reverse. What's with the devil here in this connection, Spirit? What does the devil represent here? The 7 of Swords. And it's in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. Wow. Okay, one more. What's with the devil here? The Ace. No, not the Ace. I'm sorry. The 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So, beautiful people. I feel you and your person are mirroring each other. Okay? I feel like both of you guys have a lack of self-confidence here. Even if your person sees you as this confident, beautiful Queen of Wands. And you could be a confident type energy, okay? But this specifically is talking about in this dynamic of something that needs healing, okay? What needs healing here is your ability to confidently be on your own and not internalize someone else's decisions as being a reflection of your self-worth and your self-value. Period. End of story. Okay? This is something we're needing to learn. And so we believe a mistruth here. It holds us back. We don't see the great truth. We understand ourselves as like in one way, and it's like the story we hold is that someone else is going to reflect back to me my self-worth or my self-value, and then I'll feel whole, or and then I'll be capable, or and then I'll understand something here. And it's like, you don't need this person to do what you think that you need them to do. That's just a belief that you hold that's untrue. Also, I feel like you're working through some holding yourself back when it comes to some part of your emotions and your feelings. There's something you're needing to release, because I also feel like you're, and maybe, you know how when we go for people who are unavailable, it's because there is something that we might not necessarily be honest about within ourselves. So we could be avoiding love. We could be avoiding being independent. We could be avoiding standing on our own. It's like, so I'll go after people who are emotionally unavailable or who can't give to me at this point in time. And so there's no doubt that there's love here. Okay, so now there's love, of course. So maybe this is why we stay, or why we're trying to figure it out. But underneath there's, why did we go down this path? Especially if this person was already incapable of providing something here. And so the destined lesson is like learning about our own independence, learning about our own avoidance of going after what we actually deserve. And so we could have been very, very much fearing our own power, you know, because what's more fearful than, you know, it's almost like fearing our greatest strength. And so we play smaller. We don't allow ourselves to fully engage in bigger, better things here. And so we just stay small and play small. And this is a learned behavior. And I feel like we might have avoided being completely open and vulnerable and honest. And so we attach to or connected with people who are unavailable, you know? This is kind of what it's showing here. And so there was a need to sit with understanding our own self, build our own confidence. And so this lesson is to build your confidence and to allow yourself to fully feel. And so if this means I feel like what's coming in from this person is rejection, then it's like, how do I harmonize this? How do I make sense of this? How do I, what sort of stories do I tell myself? What gets in the way of my own self-worth and self-value and self-confidence here if I tell myself certain stories about what someone can be for me or what they can do for me? And so Spirit really wants you to learn to fulfill your own self here by having this person sort of not be in your world. So it's more about your lessons here, what Spirit is saying, so that it could reflect back to you this lesson. This is why this person was chosen for your world, you know, why they were unavailable here. It had nothing to do with what they thought of you, but it's all about this person's own lessons being mirrored back to them, their own self-worth, their own self-value, their lack of confidence. And then for you, it's like reflecting back to you, what does rejection look like and what does that mean for you? Because there's a need for acceptance. And the acceptance here doesn't mean I accept being treated less than or breadcrumbed or in situations where people can't produce. Acceptance means I see reality as it is from the greatest position of truth, without projection, without fear. And I understand that I could still be in my full power here and not internalize other people and their limitations and not create 8 swords and be very aware of my 8 swords. And this is what you're being shown. Okay. And so this is very divinely orchestrated, because I do feel like once you see this, you've overcome some sort of thing that you are being called to see. And so this is why the strong passion towards this person. It's like you would never learn this if you had no desire towards this person. You would just say, well, this person is not available, so I'll just move on. But it's like, no, there's strong desire and passion here, really pulling towards this person, because it must be intense for you to see your own value. And Spirit wants you to stand on your own for some time before you and this person can actually build something here, you know, if that's where Spirit wants it to go. And of course, it'll be your choice and this person's choice, because the Lover's there. So it has to be 2 people choosing consciously each other, but not from a place of distortion and not from a place of 8 swords and avoidance. So I feel like both you guys have a 7 swords. This person avoids connection, okay, because they project an 8 swords of their own self. Like, I'm not in a position and I'm not confident enough that I could secure it long term, and all sorts of narratives. And your 7 swords is the way you chose or engaged in something that I don't feel you were fully conscious of your driver, because who would consciously drive to engage with someone who isn't available to them? I could say, well, it's just love driving, and I'm making decisions based on my feels. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. And we could say this for sure. And I feel like there is feels here. But Spirit is saying, if we were already in a position of self-security and confidence, then the devil wouldn't pull us. You know, we wouldn't feel chained. And I feel like you feel chained. I don't know if you feel stuck to this person, stuck to the situation, but there's definitely unhealthy understanding about your own ability to produce your own happiness when it comes to this type of an engagement here. And so maybe you do have, you know, like a good job, or maybe you say, well, I do have self-confidence, because you keep coming through as this beautiful Queen of Wands who understands that there's something that this person should be doing in order to value you. So you know that you're worthy of value. But at the same time, it's like, are we stuck? Are we chained to a story or an understanding of what that means if we're not chosen? And what sort of decisions do we make? And are we seeing ourselves clearly? Do we have a full understanding of our own power? And I feel like Spirit wants you to fulfill yourself, to bring wholeness to self, to see what you truly need for yourself. Because maybe you've always been in a position to give to others, or maybe it's like you find value in, you know, like being of service to other, but it's like that's the only way you could find value. It's like, if I give to others and then I'm wanted or needed, and then that means I'm valuable, and it's like, but I don't feel it here. And so it's like Spirit saying, no, what do you truly need? What makes you happy here? There's something about the authentic self. I am pure, and then the 7 of Swords in reverse, which means it's free of ancestral wounds, unhealthy ways of thinking, obsessions, compulsions, in order to see your own confidence, in order to stand on your own. That doesn't require anyone. And this is required first, okay? Because I do feel like there's something more here. And for this pal, I want to see, like, where is this then going? Like, after this sort of lesson, if you will, where's this connection going? It does feel very destined. And I feel like this person, your person, is having to work through their own devilly ways of thinking, you know, to heal that. But it needs to be understood and seen. In order to work through it, we have to see it in ourselves. Like, is this person seeing it? What's going to happen in the future here? Are they going to see this 8 swords of theirs? Is this connection going to move forward? Spirit, where's this connection going? What's going to happen next? The Five of Pentacles, it is in reverse. So coming out of scarcity, coming out of a lack mindset, which I feel is being mirrored with both of you guys. There's the conscious choice only when we're out of scarcity, when we're out of the Five Pentacle. Because Five Pentacle is always a choice to be here. You know, this is like, oh, I'm rejected. I'm left out in the cold. I can't. I'm not in position to. But it's like in the standard tarot, the beggars are outside of a church and they could go in there and seek refuge, and they have the power to come out of the Five Pentacle, but they could stay out there begging. So it's like coming out of that scarcity, coming out of that mindset. The Eight Swords, which both of you guys carry, has to be really understood. And so if you do this work, Spirit is saying, if you stand on your own, understanding that this person's inability to choose you, okay, choose you. There's no choosing. There's just them and their Eight Swords. Then they can be in a conscious position here to align with the Lover's path, which I do feel you'll also be in a position to align with the Lover's path. And you could say, well, I'm already choosing them. It's like, yeah, but you're choosing them from it feels to me like an authentic place of need or an understanding of what this person is supposed to do for you or give to you. And that's not true love. That's a transactional, okay? So what's after this, Lovers? Because this is the conscious choice. And there we have the Nine of Wands. The barrier between us. So I feel this is the resilient warrior. Okay, this is like someone who doesn't give up, who keeps the fight. But I do feel like there's a defensiveness here. And the barrier between both of you guys is this having to work through a Five Pentacle, the lack mindset, the feeling rejected or feeling out, you know? It's like, where's this stemming from? Let's see, can we get a clarifier here for this Nine of Wands? So I feel like there's a need to surrender, to acceptance of what's actually happening here. Temperance in the reverse. So we have to get healed, balance. This is self healing and balance in order for us to come together to work with other, okay? Four of Wands. That's my twin flame card because it's the 11-11, okay? So it's the card of union, coming together, commitment, also balance. So Spirit is talking about here, because I asked, where's this going? There's an ability for you guys to heal and to create union, balance, a healed connection where both of you guys can come together, okay, to commit to each other. It's out of balance right now because I do feel like there's having to work through this devilly energy, this creating the defenses, okay, that's really stemmed from a place of lack and scarcity and the mindset that we have. And it puts us in a position where we are incapable of standing on our own confidently to make a conscious choice. As long as the choice isn't conscious, Spirit says in this twin flame connection, if this is what it is, this destined connection, this lover's connection, can't come together. Because this connection is destined about learning the truth of who we are. And if we don't heal the thing that we were meant to heal, the reason why we were brought together, then there's no coming together here. And that's the conscious choice. The choice can only be made by us, not by Spirit. And it can only be made once we are conscious. But if we have projections, devils, shadows, Eight Swords, understanding, we're still defensive. We're not conscious. We can't choose it. There'll always be this barrier between us. So if you want it to be free, if you want to make this choice, if you want your person to be in this position, okay, if you feel like this is destined and you're relating with this, it's like free yourself from the Five Pentacle. Remove that barrier, okay, because all you're able to do is remove your own barrier. And if this is destined to be, this person will have to deal with their own Five Pentacle on their end. Because both of you guys need to be coming from a conscious choice here. This is what this connection is all about, you know? And at that point, whether they want to be with you or not will be definitely in their hands. And they could say no, okay, or they could say yes. And I do feel like this person's intention was to want something with you. They just don't feel good enough. They're not healed enough. They feel dysregulated. They feel lack. They feel all sorts of ways about themselves. And I feel like you feel a certain way about how this person treats you. So it's mirrored. It's like out there, I have an understanding and it's making me feel a certain way inside. And this person says, I feel a certain way inside because of certain understandings that I have. And so it all comes down to the 8 swords, lack mindset. That's all we have to resolve. And so it's like, how do we resolve this lack mindset? That means I have to meet it where it's at. I have to be honest with myself. And then I have to undo these beliefs, because these might have been built over a long period of time, creating this unhealthy understanding of myself. And it takes a long time to undo something that's taken a long time to build, because we don't want to lie to ourselves and just be like, oh, I'm worthy, I'm confident. It's like, how do we feel truly? Do we truly feel rejected? Do we truly feel without when someone isn't there for us, So then we're not 9 pentacle. And it's not because we're, or we don't deserve love and we're made to be alone, and all the spiritual community saying, if you're not whole alone, then you're not spiritual. It's like, no. It's more about, do you require an external thing out there to project back to you a reflection of yourself? Or can you embody that confidence? Can you embody that wholeness first? Because this is where we're elevating to consciously, so that we can learn about conscious love. A whole embodied person that feels whole and complete in order to choose another. That's true love. Not from a place of lack, not from a place of transaction, not from a place of fear, not from a place of what can you do for me, not from a place of only out there is going to reflect my value. Okay, and that's what this connection is all about. And once you see this and learn this, then it's like, then you're at a point to make a decision whether you want to choose this person or not, because maybe they won't be able to build a home for you, or I don't know, to fill you with resources in a way here that maybe you do feel you need in a partner. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just need someone's presence, I don't know what it is, and who knows what this person needs. But they can't see it when they're too clouded by their own lack of confidence and their own inner conflict about who they have to be and how much they have to give and how it's measured. And that needs to be healed and undone, because it's holding them back. So pile number 1, what a reading. I hope this helped you. I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 2, you guys picked the slow tarot, and we're looking at the person on your mind and their thoughts and feelings about you at this time. This energy could come flipped or reversed, meaning it is your own thoughts and feelings about the person on your mind. If that's the case, you can listen to the messaging or you can go to another pile. All right, so if I do get it reversed, because sometimes there'll be multiple energies in the pile, and I might say it's you and it's your person, you can crisscross the energies as you see fit. Let's ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2, Spirit. Pile number 2, person on their mind. What are their thoughts and their feelings about pile 2, Spirit? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. What is the person on their mind thinking and feeling about them at this time? 2 cards from this pack for you guys. Let's get into the tarot. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing a reading. Spirit, please help me to channel in a way pile 2 will understand. A person on pile 2's mind, and what are their thoughts and their feelings about pile 2 and this connection at this time? We have Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius energy. I'm going to leave these 2 sideways as they came out. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. And we have the sun. Wow, lots of fire energy here. Leo energy. Why is Temperance in reverse? The Queen of Wands, more fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Why is the Ace of Wands here in reverse? And we have the Tower. And why is the Sun here? The King of Pentacles. We have the Tower and the King of Pentacles for pile 1. There could be a connection. We'll see if the energy is similar. We have the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Wow, lots of wands. And the High Priestess under that, Pisces. In the sideways position, we have the Two of Pentacles. And with the number 8 here, I'm getting a lot of Leo energy from this as well, even though it's Pentacles. Yeah, and then we have the Seven of Cups in the sideways position. Okay, and then we have Abundance, another number 8. 88 is a master number. Okay, higher calling that is grounded in self-awareness and reverence for life. It says the energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. Wow. And then we have Presence, 32 and 5. And it says the energy of presence supports our ability to focus our full attention and stay in the here and now. Okay. Let me tap into this energy. What's under High Priestess? We have the World of the Tree. Okay. Let me sit here with this and channel what this energy is about. Pile number 2, I think we caught this person at a shift here. Major shift. Okay. And if you haven't experienced this, I think you will right away, because this is my current position. There's a tower here. This is the shift. I don't know if this tower was created because of a massive argument or some sort of situation that happened between you and this person. Maybe there's a no contact, or maybe they just had a realization. And it's night and day from where they were. So I'm seeing past energy, and this is how you'll know it's your pile. In the past, I think this person was incapable of stepping forward in this connection and choosing this connection in order to show you how they feel and honor you and pick up their own weight. Because I do feel like you were unseen in a way here, and you might have felt undervalued and unappreciated. And this is coming from this person's perspective, okay? It's like I couldn't step up to you. I couldn't value you. I couldn't appreciate you. And I couldn't go after you. And it's like this person had a lot of passion towards you, okay, with the 8 energy here, which I'm really getting the strength card, which could be your animal instinct, the Eros energy, the sexual energy, okay? They find you very attractive, very passionate, and they were really pulled magnetically to you, okay? They see you as a beautiful Queen of Wands here. Now, they couldn't move towards you for whatever reason. It's like, and maybe they were uncertain whether you were their person, or maybe they just were uncertain for whatever reason of how to approach you or what to do with you, or maybe you were out of their league. For whatever reason, this person was uncommitted to you, and this person couldn't prioritize you. I feel like this person could have juggled you or just could have chose other things instead of you for whatever reason. I don't know necessarily why. Okay, but I do feel like there's been a tower, or there is a tower happening right now, where this person is realizing the abundance that you bring into their world. I feel this person might have gone through an awakening of sorts here, okay, but it does feel like it's a realization of your value, and it's a realization that they haven't been choosing you, they haven't been present, they haven't been fully engaged with you. And I don't know if this person was just needing to heal something about their past, or heal something about themselves in order for them to be able to step forward here. But it seems to me like it's very clear now, and it's becoming clearer and clearer. Okay, this Tower has provided clarity to this person. It's like, you make me happy, and I want to commit to you. I want to have a future with you. I want happiness with you. I want to build with you because you make me happy, and you're a reason why I see a future here that could be stable and grounded and planted that would make me very, very happy here. Look at all these beautiful sunflowers. So I feel like this person could have been avoiding their intuition. This person could have been just not in the know or seeing what was felt intuitively inside of themselves and acting on this thing. And they could have been going against their intuition for whatever reason. Like I say, I don't know. I don't see why they were doing this, but I do feel like they've closed out a major part in their world that was needing healing, is really what I'm getting here, or that was not allowing them to be present, not allowing them to pour into this connection. Okay. And I do feel like this person might have had to uproot themselves from one way of being where they might have been very fixed. Okay. They could have been very fixed or planted in some other regard or some other aspect of their world. But your person understands the value of planting roots, stability, and security. It's like, I understand this. I don't feel like your person has communicated to you how much you mean to this person. I do feel it's coming. I feel like this person understands this and is going through a shift right now. And it could very well be that they're still going through it. Like I said, we caught them in a snapshot here. And so it's like they're still not stable enough to maybe speak the words or to confirm to you that this is their intention, but it's very clear that this is their intention. Their intention is to commit. Their intention is to ground this. Their intention is to create a long-term stability, to really lay roots with you. This person really understands that you make them happy. This person also understands that they have to be a certain energy here in order to step up, in order to be your equal. It's like, I have to be of value. I have to be someone that pile 2 can rely upon here. And maybe up until this point, they have not been able to do it. And they understand that it's been maybe painful, maybe just unfair, or left you feeling, again, like you weren't really appreciated or seen or understood by this person in a way here that valued you. And it's like, I want to be present for pile 2, and I want to provide for pile 2. There's something about providing to you. Like, they definitely want to provide happiness to you, whatever happiness looks like. And maybe that's the thing. It's like, maybe they carried beliefs. You might want to go see pile 1 if that's an older energy, because it does feel like similar in a way that feels like one can sort of transition into this pile. Because I do feel like there's something here about what does happiness look like and what does honoring pile 2 look like. And so they could have really been torn between, am I able to provide stability and contentment for pile 2, and what does that look like, and what would that require me, and the energy I would need to embody in order to make it happen. And maybe they were just really not sure what that looked like. It's like it could be go any sort of way here. And so they might have kept you in confusion, or just, again, not prioritize you, not been completely pointed in regards to what action they wanted to take or what they wanted to do with you or how they envisioned the future with you. And so they could have just kept it very open. Yeah, I feel like it was open here. I don't feel like this person committed to you. I also feel like this person could have just been in a position where they weren't settled financially as well. So this was a strong message from pile 1 as well. Okay. But it just feels like I can't provide to you. I'm not in a position to provide to you what's going to take in order for us to be healthy and grounded and strong and create this future and for me to commit to you. And so I might have been juggling you or just going back and forth in my mind, trying to get clear. And so you might have just always felt like you were competing for this person's time, or just like the other woman in this person's world. And it's like, maybe you've walked away, or you just said, I can't deal with this no more. Maybe you put up a boundary of sorts, or there's some realization that your person had here that it has collapsed their old way of engagement because it didn't work. And it's like, I couldn't pursue you. And you make me very, very happy here with this Sun. And so I feel like maybe they've realized what energy they need to embody here in order to say they're okay with committing to this connection, or seeing some future with you that in the past they weren't seeing or understanding. And I feel like they haven't quite made something official here, because I still feel like they're not telling you about this. And it could be because they're in the middle of closing out this major cycle in their world and uprooting some sort of thing in their world. So if this person has been planted somewhere else, it could be that they're amidst unplanting themselves. And so this could be why this tower is happening, so that they can get grounded with you and make themselves available, because they can't pour into two cups. So if this person was in a third party, or like just juggling you with their lifestyle here, it's like, I need to do something in order to ground this and show up. And I also feel like if this person wasn't in an established thing, this person could have just been floating around, comfortable floating, not choosing, keeping things murky. And now it's like, I need to ground this. I can't just float around here. It feels very awkward. Whatever they were doing in the past for them, it feels awkward. It's like, I can't do that no more. It feels awkward to just sort of float, to not put it to use, to not step forward, to not commit, to not do what I know and what I see and what I feel is right for me. Yeah, I do feel like this person's done a lot of healing, a lot of shedding, a lot of like the new version of them is coming online here. It does feel like good energy. So let's just dig into this just a little bit more and see what Spirit wants to show you, because I do feel like what's on its way out right now is the lack of not choosing and juggling you and not prioritizing you and that whole thing, because I feel like I said, this person still hasn't told you. So as far as you know, it's like they still haven't formally chose me. I'm not sure if I'm still just an option here for this person, and that's your thoughts on it. But I do feel like that's on its way out, or has been falling as in regards to the tower, with the tower, in order for this person to align with this connection. So spirits, what am I missing here? What more do we need to know about pile 2 in this connection? It does feel like a lot of change is happening. Okay, we're getting the number 5, which definitely could signify tower energy. It's also temperance energy, and that temperance was in reverse, because I do feel this connection's been imbalanced as a result of this person not being able to step forward. Yeah, 5 of coins. So that's the lack mindset, the inability to be in a position to give to this connection and to feel out in the cold. Okay, so some of you guys definitely could have resonated with pile number 1 as like a past energy here. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 2. Can we dive into this connection a little deeper in regards to pile 2's person's feelings and thoughts? Thank you so much. 5 of Wands, 555, Page of Swords, clarifying that 5 of Wands. So like I said, 5s are all about conflict, loss, change. It's also the rebuild. Okay, 5's also the Hierophant. So there was some sort of value system that this person would live by, and there was a need to commit or understand something, maybe in a higher level of values that this person needed to prioritize. Okay, the Knight of Cups in reverse. How's pile number 2's person feeling and thinking at this time? Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. And under that, we have the Sun again. Wow, beautiful Leo energy. Okay, the Six of Cups in reverse. Wow. So 6-6 is also a master number. Service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. Okay, and then we have the Two of Coins coming out again. And the Seven of Cups coming out again in reverse. Okay, let me tap into this. There's the Three Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay, pile number 2. So your person here, I feel like their history is really the block. There's a history here. Okay, this person comes from an understanding, an upbringing, something in their past. And for all of you guys, it's different, but it is an experience of the past that left your person feeling brokenhearted in some way, something that they had to heal with the Temperance in reverse and this Three of Swords in reverse. And it created an energy about your person. Okay, all they remembered was their experience of the past that they were hung up on. This could be in childhood as well, okay? And with the page here and the Six of Cups, let's talk about childhood, and there's all these children here. And so it's like my childhood, my upbringing, or my experiences of the past that made me feel very hurt by my experience, has left me with a lack mindset and in a position where I couldn't give to this connection. I was very challenged. A lot of it is internal conflict about my own ability to measure up, to show up as a temperance person, which is to engage in a healthy way and carry my own weight in a loving way and be successful. And so a lot of weights went on. How would I appear in this connection? Could I be successful? I didn't carry a belief that it could be successful because my only experience of the past left me disappointed. I didn't have success in the past. I've experienced loss in the past. I've witnessed maybe divorce, separation, sadness, or some form of grieving over a connection and loss. And that's the only thing that I knew and remembered. And this left me very conflicted here. But I'm starting to see and understand. And that's why we have the 2 cards in the sideways position and the High Priestess, which is they still haven't communicated a truth just yet. Okay, this person is seeing with the Sun. They're seeing and they're understanding. But this is the early stages of understanding where the conflict originated from. And they're pushing back against this conflict, saying, I need to understand this conflict because it does feel like I've outgrown it. Or it's like, it does feel like an immature conflict. Okay, immature meaning like it's something that it was driving my action, but it didn't get explored. It kept me maybe going in circles. It wasn't going anywhere. It was leading to the same results. This person definitely felt stuck here in circles, replaying the same thoughts, the same victim story. Woe is me. This feels very victimhood. I couldn't progress from this thing. And this is where this person was battling or getting stuck. It was like the victim mindset, the experience of the past, it was disappointing, and then choosing you. And they could have been always doing this sort of back and forth, or they could have been showing up and then falling back in victimhood. Okay, but I mean, showing up for what? I don't know, because they weren't in a position to give to you and value you and appreciate you because they just believed that they had nothing to offer here. It was a very stuck energy. And so I feel like this person hasn't been in a position here to completely come forward and show their love to you, express how they feel to you, and commit to you and choose this connection because of this. And it's like, I now am starting to understand and see where my joy is. And I want to have success with pile number 2. I want pile 2 to see this connection as being victorious, not something that's disappointing, not something that is wishy-washy, not something that is not producing. Okay, so it's very important for this person to be seen by you in a successful way, valued by you, appreciated by you, celebrated by you. Like, this person wants to have joy. And it's like, unless I was in a position to be joyous, I didn't want to entertain pile number 2, because I didn't want to bring a bunch of pain. I didn't want to bring a bunch of my heaviness here, my burdens. And so what they're feeling right now is like pushing back against the old way of thinking and questioning these old thoughts that keep them in repeat patterns, that keep them stagnant, and that keep them sort of going back and forth, uncommitted to you. So I still feel like this person is holding back emotionally. I still feel like this person just didn't feel like they were in a position to express their feelings openly and honestly with you, because the pain was too great and they didn't know whether they could succeed with this path or this course because of their heavy burdens of the past. So I do feel like this person wants to communicate with you. And I feel like this person might be trying to think of a way of how to provide to you in this connection, but I don't know that they figured it out just yet. And this is probably why they haven't said anything to you, because that is still something they're reviewing or understanding. Remember, they're amidst this tower, which is a revelation, the early stage of a revelation of some insight that they're having about their limiting experience that didn't allow them to produce abundance or experience abundance, but they know that there is true joy and happiness to be had here. And so they're looking to face their fears, okay, with all these 8s, which would require courage. And I think it also requires movement towards you. Okay, but 8's also star, and the star is healing. The star is envisioning a future and having a vision of what they want and attaining this vision. Okay, so I feel like there has to be movement towards you. There has to be an understanding here, and that's what they're working through, is like, how can I move towards pile 2 successfully and produce tangibly in the practical world something that is sustainable, not something that's wishy-washy, not something that I rescind on or that I can't stand solid on. Like, I have to stand solid on something here that I have to produce. And that's what they're working through here. And maybe this is why they're sort of not fully expressing what they want with you at this point in time. I do feel like at a certain point, this person wants to be free by communicating their feels and how they feel about you. There's a lot here about feeling for you in a deep way, okay? And I think they want to make it real. If this person has been keeping you in sort of a fantasy, then it's like, I don't want to just keep this a fantasy. I don't want to just dream about you as sort of a dream. I want to make this a reality. So this person could have really, really like been hung up on keeping you as sort of a dream person, you know? And it was mostly from a place of, I don't know how to make this tangible. I don't know how to make this a reality. I don't know how I would succeed at this thing. I don't know how I could move beyond some of the conflict that I have experienced and put that behind me in order for me to be clear about what I need to do here. So, yeah, I feel like they're going through this sort of release, if you will. Now, let's see what Spirit wants to give you in way of guidance and advice. And then we'll see where this is sort of going. Spirit, for pile number 2, thank you so much for this message. What does pile 2 need to know then about the person on their mind and their feelings towards them in this connection? What is the guidance and the advice, and what does pile number 2 need to know? So we have Siberian fir, acceptance. This came out for pile number 1. Trigger statement, we must remember. True statement, I am free of the habits that do not serve me. Remember, this person had baggage of the past here, okay? And so maybe they were like, remember what's happened. Do not let it happen again. And so there's this acceptance of what has happened in the past is something that happened in the past, but it doesn't need to be my future. It doesn't need to be my getting in the way of my decision here. Because I do feel like the past had this person stuck here, okay? So free of the habits that do not serve me. It doesn't serve this connection. Wasn't making this person happy, and it wasn't allowing this person to have success with you. So lay down your armor, passed down to you from your family. Release habits that are not serving you, and forgive on behalf of generations past. So it could be this person came into this lifetime with a lot of this trauma, okay? But it does feel like it's just past energy, that is baggage that wasn't allowing this person to accept this connection, accept themselves in this connection. Cypress, resilience, trigger statement, I need to control. The true statement, I surrender. Exactly, this person's in the surrender mode, okay? I feel like it's advice for you. I think it's just coming through with where this person is at. Okay, allow yourself to relax with the currents of life. These changes will take you even closer to where you were meant to be. Beautiful. And then adaptable with liberated. Trigger statement, what happens next? The true statement, I am divinely connected. Dear soul, please remember that you never walk alone. And clove with presence. Yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness. Trigger statement, why did this happen to me? And the true statement, how did this happen for me? Remember, this person was really hung up by this like victim mentality. Okay, like why did this happen to me? And then trying to control a narrative so that they didn't experience this suffering and this pain. But it's like everything's sort of happening here for a reason, for this person to grow and for this person to experience contentment. And I do feel this person feels very content with you, but they're having to let go of the baggage in order to experience the present moment with you. Okay, so know that you are the star of your life, my dear. You are the lead, and the audience is here for you. Beautiful. And then we have the Douglas with resolution. Trigger statement, the past haunts me. And the true statement, in this moment, I am free. Okay, well, presence. In this moment, I'm free. Abundance to give to this moment. Okay, so let yourself be the one to heal the wounds passed down from your ancestors and release and grow. Growth begins with you. So this sounds like your person's energy. It really isn't giving you any advice here, okay? Because I do feel like your person had to work through ancestral wounds. I really feel it's like that on top of anything that's happened as a child, okay, that was passed down from their childhood. Okay, past life even could come through with the Six of Cups, because this is all about person, place, things of the past, past lives, past energy. Okay, and for some of you guys, it could be past marriages, past relationships that triggered these traumas that were deep in our psyche that we have to heal. Okay, so I feel like there's some form of an awakening here your person's having. Okay, but these are both ego cards. And so I do feel there's something about this person's ego, which is keeping them holding back, you know? And I feel like it's their need for control. It's their need for them to protect themselves from happening what's happened in the past. And so they're amidst the surrender energy so that they are free to express themselves. So let's see, where is this headed? Where is this connection headed then? What's next for this connection? Where is this going next? A clear and concise message for pile number 2. Where's this connection headed next? What's this person going to do or say? Temperance in reverse. So that's sort of where we saw the energy in the past, where it was imbalanced and this person was incapable of showing up because they were unhealed. And Sagittarius energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So a lack of confidence and not in a position to practically give here. This person wasn't available to show up in a balanced way. Okay, the Nine of Wands in reverse. So there's that surrender energy. I surrender. Because they were defensive because they couldn't, they were defensive, guarded, blocking out this connection because they could not step forward in a practical way to be confident enough to produce in this connection. You know, to be the other cup, to make things successful, to like merge happily with you to create a connection. It's like I can't make myself available. I'm too pained and I'm too guarded. And so I need to put down my defenses and surrender to this energy. There's the King of Pentacles. So this is the commitment. Okay, well, it's a court card. So it's like my ability to commit, my ability to be the practical king here that could be relied upon after I heal whatever it was that was imbalanced. Then I can do it in the real world here. I feel this person wants to move beyond fantasy and really wants to like really prove to you that they're successful, really prove to you that they are reliable, you know? I feel this person really wants to commit to you. They're amidst this surrendering process here. Okay, 2 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like this person's already decided, and I also feel like this person really had to lay the groundwork here. It's like the groundwork was needing to be done in order for them to make themselves the person that they felt they needed to be here in order to commit to you. I don't feel like this person is conflicted about the 2 options, okay, which is like the past version that protects me, that's controlling, that doesn't allow myself to get hurt, that believes that I'm incapable or that I can't step forward or confident enough to build. It's like I know now that I am needing to produce abundance, and I want to produce abundance by being the reliable person here, by surrendering. So I do feel like this person's already decided this here. Let's see what's going on with this ego. And then I'm just going to get a clarity for this 2 of Wands in reverse just to confirm here, because this is really showing me that this person is no longer toying with the idea future that could be, you know, something that they would consider. What's with this 2 of Wands in reverse, Spirit? For pile number 2's person. Why is this 2 of Wands in reverse? The High Priestess. Yeah, it's like, I feel this is why this person hasn't been able to speak to you, I feel, you know, about their choice. It's like they're working through the surrender. It's still something that they're processing here. It's still something that they know is intuitively right for them. But it's like, I have to fully let my guard down. I have to deal with the fact that I was unavailable. I have to make sure that I'm aligned with what feels right here. And I feel like this person knows that the intuition is the right path. It's like an unspoken understanding here. It's not like a, I don't know, whatever they were thinking with their mind in the past, because I do feel like they were at a crossroads about this, about choosing this connection. It's like, I got to go with my intuitive understanding and just follow this and surrender and let go of the defense. I feel like I want one more. So we have Pisces energy. Why is this 2 of Wands in reverse with this High Priestess? Like, why are they not communicating this to you? The Knight of Coins, slow and steady wins a race. They want to get there. It's like, again, this is coming through really strong. I think the ego, okay, the ego, which I'll pull a card for, is them wanting to appear in a certain way to you. I think this person really wants to appear as this King of Pentacles, but this person hasn't. If you resonate with this pile, this person has only showed up as a unavailable person who was lacking the confidence, who felt like they didn't have any position to show up, to be there for you in a reliable way, to commit to you up until now. And it's like, I just want to be this King of Pentacles and get here. But this person realizes this will take some effort, take some healing, take some surrendering. And they're working through this slowly but surely. It's like, I got to get there no matter what it takes. Okay, this person could have been born in the 1970s. Okay, I'm feeling lots of 70s vibe here with this. Also 60s. Okay, for some of you guys. Or early 80s. Okay, like 85. But I feel like this person is committed to following their intuition whatever it takes, but it's like I want to bring it into the 3D world. I don't want to just leave it sort of as this like spiritual space that never grounds in reality. I want to make it grounded. So the ego, though, is like, like why they're not communicating this is like because I want to have something to show for it. I don't want to just, I don't know, like I don't want to disappoint. I want to appear as someone here who is someone you can rely upon. So I might as well just show you, and they're really driven by this egoic need to show it to you, but it's coming from a good intention, because I do feel like this person sees you as happiness and sees happiness in this connection, and they want to honor it, But let's see, what's with this ego? With the Sun and the Six of Wands. For pile number 2's person, is there an ego that's getting in the way here of this person communicating or standing in their confidence? I do feel like this person might have had a lack of confidence in themselves. Okay. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is exactly it. Like I said, it's like I couldn't, in the practical world, feel confident in my ability to build something with you day in, day out, and be consistent because of my lack of experience or my inability to be persistent or not have the resources to do it or the skill to invest in it. Okay. And so I didn't even try. This is like, I couldn't try. I couldn't be there to do it in a practical way. And my ego was getting in the way of me even just stepping up and doing what I could do. So I didn't do anything at all. And that could be very painful, because it's like this person just didn't do it at all. And it's like, did I not matter? Did they not care? Why couldn't they consistently put this effort in here? It's like, because I knew I wouldn't succeed, or I wanted you to see me in a certain way. I didn't want you to see me as someone who was incompetent, because in the reverse, it's like, I don't have the experience, so I don't do it at all, Let's see, what else is this ego here? Oh, is this person's ego getting in the way of this connection? The Lovers. And so this is a conscious choice to make oneself available down the path, again, of choosing your destined partner and choosing love instead of choosing the fear path. Fear was getting in the way of this person being conscious enough to choose you, okay? I don't feel like there was other people. I feel like it was this person's inability to perform, to choose you from a place of love and confidence to produce to you. And so their ego is telling them, I can't choose you unless I can produce. I can't choose you unless you see me as someone competent, unless I'm for sure going to have success here, unless I can for sure make you happy. And my past experience told me otherwise, that I wasn't going to make you happy, or that suffering was going to be a result of this thing because of what I experienced and all this baggage. And so it didn't allow me to pursue you. And now I want to commit in a way here that's consistent, that can build this thing. But I still feel like there's something about not communicating and some baggage here of the past that they're working on surrendering. So let's see, why aren't they communicating here? What's with this High Priestess? What are they working through here with this High Priestess? I feel like this person was not listening to their intuition when it came to like just choosing this path. But at the same time, I think they always knew that there was something here, but they could have been going back and forth between the practical world and then the fantasy. It's like there's a fantasy understanding of who I have to be and what I got to do, and I can't measure up. So, yeah, 8 of Swords. Sorry, we have the Emperor in reverse. I can't measure up. I'm not confident enough. I'm lacking the know-how with the Emperor in reverse, so I don't go after it. Okay, this person could have been fairly immature, maybe a little stubborn, or just lacking a lot of confidence or no vision, and like not seeing how they could do it because there's a lot of their own limiting thoughts getting in the way. Hierophant. So beliefs, again, this is like the way they were brought up. understandings of who they had to be in relationship in order to be successful. So the way I was raised, the thoughts that I have about what is right and my values and all that stuff was driving me. And so therefore I fear speaking truth because I was stuck in a mindset that was limiting to me. And so I think they're working through this hierophant, like what matters, what's more important here, what do I value, what can I commit to? Do I want to commit to a reverse emperor, like someone who can't, someone who's limited, or do I want to commit to something that feels true, like love? And I feel this is why this person hasn't been able to express to you, because someone who has an ego like this and wants success is not going to say, well, I was incompetent or incapable or had limiting thoughts about this. I don't want to admit that I was limited in any way. I just want to show to you. King of Cups. So this person has a lot of love for you, okay? I feel this person wants to know how to direct their love. How can they be confident enough to take action on their love? It's a deep, deep well of love. And up until now, their limiting thoughts restricted them from acting on this. And they just followed whatever old stories that kept them sort of hostage. And I feel like this person was not in a position to express this to you, but the feelings were always there. And now it's like, I want to point these feelings in a way that aligns with happiness, that is visible, that is successful. That's like a conscious choice. This feels very beautiful here. Okay. So I feel this person is going to be acting in line with how they feel about you to show you. I don't necessarily see a whole lot of communication, although I did see the Page of Swords, which is them more coming to an understanding of what matters and them coming through limiting thoughts and beliefs about their capabilities and their inability to step up. But I do feel this person is going to step up, and I do feel like this person wants to show you, but they want to show you through a way of 3D success, through what they can produce. They want to produce here for you in the 3D world so that you can say, wow, this person really showed up for me, so that you can value them. Because I think this person didn't want to feel you say they're not good enough and reject them and make them experience pains of the past. And so this is why they're very controlling of where this would go, and very fearful of stepping forward in case it would go sideways. So this is what I see, pile number 2. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You guys picked the Tarot of the Divine. Let's take a look at the person on your mind and their feelings and thoughts about you at this time. So if this comes reversed, it will sound a lot more like what you're feeling and thinking about the person on your mind. You can listen to that message, or you can go check out another pile, okay? So clear and concise message for pile number 3, Spirit, regarding the person they came here about, the person on their mind. What are their thoughts and their feelings right here, right now about pile 3? Please help me to channel in a way pile 3 will understand. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile number 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. How is it that pile number 3's person is feeling and thinking about them at this time? All right. We have the Knight of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles. I don't read the bottom of the deck reverse. These cards are so wobbly. All right, we have Strength, 38, or the number 11. The frequency of strength supports our ability to harmonize all our qualities and skills towards a strong and balanced way of being. So strong Leo energy coming through with the Strength. We have the 7 of Wands, and we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. and we have the moon in reverse. Cancer, Pisces energy, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay, and then we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Knight. Everything in reverse except for this 7 of Wands. And we have the 5 of Wands under the Knight of Coins. Okay, so let me sit here with this energy and see what I see. Okay, fascinating because there's threads throughout all the piles so far. I feel, okay, feels like a message here that was kind of pulling through in regards to somebody who is lacking confidence in themselves. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean someone who's like sitting there saying like, oh, I'm a big loser, you know. It definitely could be somebody who might even talk a big game here. I don't know how this King of Wands in reverse is showing up, okay, because this does feel like it's your person, because sometimes it's like overcompensating. So it could be someone arrogant, somebody stubbornly sort of having to go over the top, or my way or the highway type energy. In fact, I feel like this person could be very defensive with this, but it's all due to their own fear of what it would take in order for this person to show up in this connection. And so I feel like this person could have ghosted you. Okay, I do feel like this person, if they did ghost you or they just aren't showing up right now, it's because this person doesn't know how to put themselves in a position here that could contribute to this connection. And so I'm going to do the opposite, you know? It really feels kind of immature here, but that would be the shadow of the King of Wands. It's like going against doing what I know to be right. Now, I do feel like this person, if you resonate with this person, being somebody here who is MIA or being very defensive, or maybe you've gotten into an argument with this person's position on this connection, I do feel like this person is working through a lot of this fear. And their fear manifested as an inability to choose and commit to this connection and know what they wanted with you. And so they might have hung on to a story of comfort, so whatever that looked like, and then ran with that idea rather than step into the truth here. And so I do feel like this person is realizing or understanding that they have been sort of on their own and going against the flow of this connection. They've been resisting this connection. They've been going against, you know, like it hasn't been working with you. It hasn't been flowing with this connection, and it's been creating conflict, and it's been creating the challenge between you and them. And so now they're like, well, maybe I was too defensive, or I was too headstrong in what I thought. It feels like a very stubborn sort of energy that was like just automatically in a fight or flight energy to protect their own space. And then it seems to me like something might have happened where they just pushed you away too long, or did something here where they blatantly pushed you away, or said something or did something it does feel hurtful. And you maybe didn't chase them, and maybe you just let them have their tantrum. And maybe you just said, okay, well, then you made your bed and lie in it in some way, you know? And then it's like they sat there and it's like, whoa, I can now sit with what's happened here. And so they're working through a lot of this fog energy, because it does feel to me like it's something in the fears, in the subconscious that was driving their past actions with you that they sat with for some time to reflect on. And I don't know what some time looks like. Months, weeks, years, I don't know. It could be a day, it could be an argument that just made this person reflect. But I feel like you sort of left them to their own devices. And then it's like, you're no longer in my life giving to me. You know, it's like they realize through your absence. And I feel like your absence was of their making. I don't feel like you just all of a sudden were like, yeah, I'm just going to choose to be absent here. You're like, I can't invest or give to someone who isn't available or present. And so I don't know what they want from me. You know, you might have just walked away and accepted their own choice as being their own choice here. I was going to do another layer here and leave these cards, but now I feel like I want these cards in the next layer to see if they come out again. So we'll do another layer here. I'm going to use the washroom real quickly. I'll come back and then we'll do another layer just to see. Okay, give me a sec. All right, pile 3. I took an extended break and I'm coming back to your reading. Release, it says here. Tension. So let's keep this over here and we'll connect to this. But what I want to do is we were going to go a layer deeper. Okay, this person seemed like they were working through in a period of no contact or whatever has happened, reflecting on their behavior, because I do feel there was such a defensive energy that it got the results they were trying to get and then decided maybe they didn't want that after all, because all it did was push you away or create conflict between you and this person. So Spirit, in regards to pile number 3, can we take a look at another layer here, go in a little deeper? Pile 3's person on pile 3's mind and their feelings and their thoughts about pile 3 specifically in this connection. Let's cut the cards. And now for the other piles, I didn't pull oracle cards for the second half, or I guess the second layer, because I feel like I took a break here and I want to just be able to channel this fresh and get as much information as I can for you, pile 3, because I do feel out of the piles so far, this one seems to be the most challenging so far. I haven't done pile 4 yet, but it does feel to me like somebody who did the opposite of what they were knowing inside themselves out of confusion and fear. Oh, I say confusion. It was like a fog energy. Okay, so I'm hearing 2 more cards. Wow. Pile number 3's person on their minds. And okay, so tension, release. It says the trigger statement, I have nothing left. And the true statement is, I nurture myself. Dear one, it is time to settle, create a sacred space where you can be. In that place of rest, healing will unfold. So it's almost like there was a need for a break in this connection in order for there to be healing taking place and for further things to unfold. But there does seem to be a release of energy. Let's hope that the energy that was released was that of the self-sabotage. So we see 3 wands. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. And under the 3 wands, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. And we have the Ace of Wands. And we have Judgment in reverse. And we have the 8 of Swords. And we have the 2 of Swords and a whole bunch of dancing cards. 2 Swords in reverse. The 10 of Wands. The Fool in reverse, Aquarius energy. The Queen of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then the Magician in reverse, more Gemini, and Virgo. Lots of Gemini pulling through my readings today. We have romantic love with 34, and it says the frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. Okay, so that's number 7. 7 is Chariot energy as well, which is all about shadow integration, success through working with the universe. Okay, but 7's also tower energy, which is what we were sensing. Something fell apart here when this person got so defensive to choose whatever it was that they were doing here. And I do feel like with this conscious lover, you do seem to be someone who's reflected something back to this person, and they got triggered in order for them to release whatever was getting in their way here. Abundance. I think this came out for pile 2. So it says the energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. Okay, so let me channel what this energy is all about here. I do want to see what's under this Knight of Cups. We have, again, the 7 of Wands energy, okay, which was that defensive energy we were channeling. Now, I do want to turn my light on because I know you guys can see, but there. Let me sit with this energy and tap into it. So I do feel as though this person still has a hang up, okay? And I think their hang up here is due to limiting beliefs about what they can and cannot sort of do within their ability, okay? Which is all obviously just a thought that they have here. It's not necessarily the truth of what they're dealing with. So I feel like because of this, this person is really wanting to control narrative here, okay? I feel like this person, despite what has happened between you guys, there's a stronger desire to make sure that they have control in the situation. Again, that King of Wands in reverse energy, which I feel is this person's archetype, which is the type of person that wants to win it their way, okay? But it seems like they wouldn't deny that there's attraction here, because I do feel this person, like to themselves, I don't know that they would tell you this, but to themselves, they understand there is attraction here. But I think there's an in denial when it comes to this person acting on this and what they're sort of being called to do here. If they do have a desire to build on this passion, it's like, I won't tell myself that, because there's an in denial is really what I feel with this 8 of Swords. It's like, why look at, it's almost like, why go test drive a Lamborghini, you know, if I know I can't drive it? Or why go look at $1 million homes if I can't afford it? So there's this energy of like, why would I do anything with pile number 3 if I know, okay, but they don't know, it's more of a limiting thought, that I'm incapable of doing whatever it is that I would need to do in order to move that passion forward. And I don't even consider it as a possibility for me. Okay, and so I do feel like the passion's strong, and it's sitting with this person, and has been sitting with this person for quite some time. And this person is still battling their conscious mind, which really is just a whole lot of fears in this 8 Swords, telling them that they can't proceed, or can't chase you, or can't invest in you, or can't come forward to you, okay, because it would be too much of a risk for them. And it's like, unless I could control the narrative here. They do feel like you're a very intelligent person here, and so I feel like a lot of it's coming from this feeling almost like you're more intelligent than me, or you understand the connection more than I do. You're more in tune with the understandings. And so I feel, you know, I'm channeling like your person because this is how it's coming through. It's like, I feel like because you're understanding it more, you would have greater power, and I would be at your mercy, and I don't like this feeling. And so I want to be able to maintain as much control over my ability to make decisions and choices. Okay, but I'm still carrying a whole lot of in denial here about what I am capable and incapable of doing here, which is limiting me from pursuing you. Okay, but Spirit's really coming through with the longer this person sort of sits MIA or in this period, because it does feel to me like separation in this pile. For some reason, it's the energy that I'm picking up here. It's like an energy of this person not coming around. And it's like a cowardly sort of energy of hiding and waiting. And the longer they wait, the more it's sort of building up here. And I feel like this person is sort of doing it to themselves, because there's an understanding that when they do come around, because of the way that it went down, there's like needing to confront you and be able to finagle their way into your good graces. And so it's like, how would I control the narrative? How would I don't feel like they want to control you so much as it is the outcome of where this will go. It's like, I want to make sure that it goes where I want it to go. So for one, does this person still want to be involved in your world? Absolutely. I don't feel like this person has let go of this connection. I feel there's too much passion here. And I do feel like this person understands that there's something here that could be acted upon. Okay. But it's like my own fears and my own limiting thoughts are preventing me from putting it into action and moving it forward, whatever next stage is. And I want to make sure that it goes at whatever pace and that I have control over it. But now that I've done what I did, and like I said, for a lot of you guys, it was an argument or them just like dying on that hill of whatever they said to you that pushed you away or that created conflict. And then now it's like, however long they've been sitting with that, and it's building up to now I got to confront you or I got to see you, and you're going to be wanting some form of clarity, some form of explanation, some form of truth, some form of something. It's like you'll have an expectation because you're more in the know. Okay. And I feel like they say you're more in the know of this person than they are themselves. It's like, you know me in an aspect that I don't know myself. And because they are acknowledging here that there's these deep feels that they're not connected to. And they're really channeling this energy as like passion. Okay, but that's like the extent of what they would admit to themselves. But I feel like there's something deeper here that they're not wanting to sit with or register with, because it makes them feel safe. I feel like this person could have been a victim of some, I don't know, something here. I don't know. Okay, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, some form of reason why I really feel like they're very defensive. And why they got to get their guard up and why they need so much control here. And it's almost like an energy of like, I won't accept good things, you know? It's like they know that this is something good, so it's sabotage written all over it. Like, I'm not deserving of good things. And I know that you're more intelligent and you understand things like this more, and you probably know my reasons, and I don't want to be seen through, and I don't want to be seen as this victim that I am. And it's like, I won't let you get near to see that part of me. But it's like, the more they act like this, it's like the more you see through this, you know? It's really what it seems. And it's like, they really feel right now that there's an expectation that you have that this person needs to come forward with and owe you some form of an explanation, you know? And that's the tension here. It's like, you're going to ask me what happened to me, or I'm going to have a story about why I am the way I am, or why I did what I did, or why I said what I said, or why I'm pushing you away. And then maybe deeper than that yet, I'm going to have to explain about us, or deeper feelings than what it is that I'm willing to admit to myself. I feel this person doesn't want to go there. You know, they really don't want to go there. And I feel like this is requiring this person to shift in a way here that it will allow a massive transformation in their world to release this victim mindset and actually see legitimate opportunity in front of them, that they don't just write off and assume that they're not in a position here to experience this thing. And it could feel very hurtful, you know, when someone in this energy is like acting the way that they do. It's like, what the energy does that tell you or leave you with? It's like somebody who isn't even willing to be upfront and honest with me or themselves here, for that matter. But when we feel something very true here, you know, it feels very sad. So I just want to see a little bit more here, and then we're going to do some of the oracles to get you some advice, and then see what's going to happen next. Okay, but let's see. Spirit, for pile number 3, can we just dive in a little bit deeper here? What am I missing for pile 3? Person on their mind. The 4 of Cups. This is the energy of this person. You know, it feels very much like focusing on what really isn't really mattering at this point. I feel like you're offering them this cup and you were offering them this cup. And it's like they let their fears and not even acknowledge what was being offered to them. And so I do feel for a lot of you guys, this person is focused on the things that don't really matter with the 3 cups here. So they could have been just entertaining like more casual relationships, you know, or just like floundering their time, not taking things very serious, because it's like, I don't deserve good things. And so I do feel like you might feel very rejected by this person, but this person is rejecting themselves, you know, 6 of Coins. So this is the inability to invest. It's like they were in a position here that they couldn't invest in this connection in a practical way. And yeah, it's all due to this mindset, you know. Knight of Cups, sorry, not Knight, King of Cups in reverse. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So here's that blocked emotions. I feel like this person is in denial about admitting how they feel. And it's like, I'm not going to even see my feelings or allow these feelings to come online, you know, and it's not just to you, it's to themselves, I really feel here. Okay, 7 of Coins, and the Star in reverse, Aquarius energy, and then the Hierophant. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Wands, and under that, we have Temperance in reverse. So your person is still working through healing. I feel like your person is unregulated, really, okay, still, because I do feel they're carrying a heavy victim mindset, and they have their priorities kind of screwed here. I think you know this. And I think if this person were to come forward, they're not in a position to invest in this connection because of their mindset. And I do feel they're going to want to come forward. I do feel like they're going to communicate with you. I don't feel like they're going to be honest about their feelings. I also feel like this person might have an argument about their position, which will counteract or go against true feelings that they're feeling because they don't want to admit it. So they might say, I don't know what their story is, because for all of you guys is different, you know. Could be, well, you're too old for me, or you live too far away, or this isn't what I wanted at this point in my life, or I don't know. And everyone can obviously have a choice to choose who they want to date or be with, but I feel like it's a sabotage that they're throwing out there about a way of being because they don't want to acknowledge the real true feelings that are going on there, because this person gets in the way of their own dreams. It's like they sabotage their own dreams, desires, and wishes. This connection is something this person, they're showing here that they would desire. And why would they come forward to communicate with you? It's like, I still want you in my world here, but I'm not comfortable with the pain that I'm carrying. And so I'm not going to be able to provide anything here of substance except for a victim mindset here, because I'm really wanting control in this situation. And I feel this person wants you in their world. I feel like this person wants to gain a footing, is what it really feels like. I want to gain a footing here and do things differently. Okay, but I feel like do things differently, but still deny and suppress the fact that there's deep feelings here. And so I do feel like for this connection, it's like it's going to take, if you're wanting to invest with this person, a lot of energy, you know, it really is. And it's not necessarily going to be rewarding for some time. I feel like it's a lot of energy and effort towards someone who needs a lot of healing, who is still rejecting of opportunities in front of them because they can't see the forest for the trees. They can't see you as a legitimate opportunity for them because they've already written it off as they're undeserving of it in some regard, no matter how arrogant or confident or argumentative this person is, or how convincing they are about their Hierophant, because I feel that's their lifeline and that's how they're going to gain the control here, is like, the more convincing I am about this reasoning with the Hierophant, the more you're going to believe it, because I have to convince this Queen of Swords. They know that you're a very wise person who, again, knows them better than they know themselves. It's like you're going to sniff out any lie. And so the pressure is on this person to convince you. Okay. And they're going to believe their own lie here, because it's like anything except for like acknowledging the deep feels I have here. Because my 8 Swords tells me that I'm not in a position enough to invest and come forward in a balanced way, because I need a lot of healing. But I feel this is a destined experience for this person to go through this lesson of sorts with you, you know, because I don't know what your lessons are. I don't see what your experience outside of you maybe feeling very rejected by this person, or wanting some form of an explanation, if this is true, by the way, wanting some form of answer, or wanting clarity, or wanting to understand why they ran abruptly, or why they're saying they can't or won't. And it could be for some of you guys, if you've known this person for quite some time, it's like after all of the energy that went into this connection, it resulted in them being absent. Like, that's very hurtful. Like, if you're friends for with this person for a long time, and maybe you just kept bailing this person out or showing up for this person, and they're still defensive with you, and it's like, whoa, I thought, you know, and not that you're doing something here transactionally, because I do feel like there's something very conscious about your energy, but it's like, I was truly there for this person, and it's like you feel sort of stabbed in the back is kind of how I'm seeing it. So for the positive, if you do want to say positive, okay, obviously depending on where you're at with this person, because I feel like you're hurt. Does this person want to progress? Yes. Is this person ready to progress? No. Because this person first needs to admit to the truth to themselves. This person needs to release a lot of this understanding that they have of the 8 Swords, why they can't, why they're unhealed, and why they are incapable of experiencing happiness. And really take a look at this reasoning. So let's pull some of these essential oil oracles. We have 3 cards that popped off the top. I do want to see what these are. So we have 14 with connection. That's this temperance energy. Okay, so the frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. So yeah, it's like I'd have to be workable in order for there to be bonding happening here. Third chakra. Okay, so this is like our your solar plexus. That's the King of Wands energy here. The energy of the solar plexus chakra helps us to realize who we are and who we want to be so we can set a course towards our goals. So when we have our solar plexus without blocks, it's like we have confidence in our ability to drive, and we have an understanding of our will and what we're deserving of. And we have no issue with communicating our desires and what it is that we want to do and what we want to aim for and receiving what we want. But I feel like if the solar plexus is blocked, there's like a lack of knowing what we deserve. It's like it's an ego block here because this is the ego chakra. And so King of Wands in reverse is also, like I said, the shadow of the King of Wands is heavy in the ego. So it's like admit to myself something about the truth about how I feel. I'm not in a position to do that with confidence. Curiosity 15. 15 is devil energy. So we have some Capricorn energy and some Taurus Libra and Pisces and some Taurus and some Sagittarius. So this is a frequency of curiosity supports our intrinsic inquisitive nature, which is the necessary driving force behind any growth and evolution. So I'm really getting this. Sorry, where is it? The Fool energy. Okay, and it's like this drive that is our intrinsic nature in order for us to really pursue what we want. But in order to do this, it's like we have to truly believe that we're in a position to deserve what it is that we're pursuing. This is what this person is healing. Okay, I don't feel they feel they're deserving of you in this connection and find things. And so they get in their own way. So it's just pretty much confirming this whole thing. And that is their devil, you know, their shadow, their ego, their block. And this is the thing they're needing to integrate here. And it does have to do with Hierophant energy because I feel it's a trained understanding that they have that's created this Eight of Swords. And so if this person wants to connect with you, they have to integrate this shadow, this devil, and remove this block. Okay, so that they're actually confident about their position. Let's see, Spirit, clear and concise message regarding pile number 3's person here. And what is the guidance for pile 3? What is the advice? Can we get some information here? We have Basil, inspiration, trigger statement. I am tired of it all. The true statement. I find strength in my purpose. Please rest and know that in this stillness, you will find clarity around your purpose here. The need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are the answer to. So I think they're accurate about you seeking answers. You know, it's like they could feel this energetically, whether you told them like, I want the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's like they could feel you wanting some form of answers. You know, it's like you want clarity. And I feel like this tiredness is coming from this 7 Pentacles, because I do feel like there was an investment here that didn't result in anything but the opposite, you know, with this person. And so Spirit is telling you that through this stillness, okay, this time apart or this argument, whatever you want to call it, because I do feel there's this division here, it is giving you a chance at sitting with your own energy to work through some of this stuff without this person, because you don't need this person to provide you with clarity or anything like this. And so there's a certain healing that happens in this period of time, okay, that's supposed to inspire you. Now, this doesn't mean that this person is not going to provide you with any information, because I do feel this person is going to come forward here, but I feel like it's still not going to fulfill you, you know. I feel it falls flat here until there's more development, because I do feel like this person wants to come out of the hole that they've dug for themselves. Okay, so Spirit, what is this guidance and advice for pile number 3 regarding this connection with their person? So we have grounding. And then it says rooted. Trigger statement. I am somewhere else. And the true statement right here, right now, everything is perfect. Allow your energy to shift from the material plane where it is needed to help you complete what you have set out to do. So, yeah, we could get lost in our own mind, And this is saying if you're getting lost in your own mind about what has happened and what will happen and how it's happened and escaping into some sort of mental 5D reasoning, you're being asked to get grounded. You're being asked to understand that Spirit is doing everything exactly as it should. And right here, right now, everything is unfolding as it should. There is nothing that is happening that it shouldn't be that way. So if this is a divine connection, if you believe that it is destined, okay, which usually when we see star card, it's usually talking about some sort of destined unfoldment, okay? It's requiring you to trust in the divine, trust in how it's working out, especially the periods of no contact and separation, okay? Because this is where we do the most shadow work and the most reflecting. So when we do come back together, we'd have that integration, okay, for both you and your person, because there's an integration that needs to happen here once there's contact again. And I do feel there's contact. Now, again, you have free will and conscious choice. If you don't want to communicate with this person, you don't have to. That's up to you. But this person is going to come around here, okay? I really feel they are, but I don't feel they're offering you anything here that you're needing, except for integrating so that they can heal some of this stuff. We're going to take a look at what they're going to come forward with, if they're coming forward, which I do feel they are based on that. Okay, so repellent, shielded, trigger statement, I am under attack. True statement, I am strong. You will clearly see what you are taking on from outside influences and release. Your energetic boundaries are fortified. So I'm feeling there's something about your energy that's pushing away. And you might be very hurt, So right now you're hurt by how this person's engaged, what they said, how they did it, how they went about it. And you have every right to process that, however long it takes. Okay, but this energy, this is what your Spirit's really telling you. This type of an energy that you hold, and you could call it a boundary, call it whatever you will. I'm just going to read the energy like it is. It's like a magnetic shield that's vibrating around you, that's keeping out this person. Okay, so if that's what you want, then you can do this. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is there's healing that happens when we engage and we have chance to integrate, even if it doesn't feel like it was our fault, And this isn't about fault so much as it is divine lessons, how to engage with others, how it is to have conscious conversations with people who might be unconscious, or people who might have trauma, or people who aren't able to provide us with information. And it's like we have to be able to manage our own self and not rely on others and not get defensive. So Spirit is asking, where's your boundary? And is it in place the way you want it? Because if you're not conscious, you could be repelling this person based on your expectation for answers here with this 10 of Wands. So it's like the pressure is here, this tension is felt, and you feeling like this person's threatening, you might really feel like they're threatening. And I do feel like they've been acting in a way here that did hurt you for sure. Okay, so clove, presence. Exactly, this consciousness here. Okay, so it says trigger statement, why did this happen to me? The true statement, how did this happen for me? Exactly. Remember what I said, Spirit's not doing anything here that wasn't supposed to happen. But there needs to be a conscious presence here of acknowledging that everything's unfolding as it should. There's no need for me to get defensive. There's no need for me to be argumentative. There's no need for me to demand answers. Nobody owes you answers, and you're not someone here who's going to call the shots in regards to what another needs to say or do. Okay, if that's your understanding, then Spirit's saying, wipe that away like the windshield wiper. You don't need that in your mind. Okay, because that is creating an expectation here. Now, can you create boundaries? Absolutely. If you need time to heal, if you want to cut this person off, absolutely. But if you're under a false assumption, okay, and painting it like it's true, then this is the thing that you're healing from, that there's a greater truth for you to see here in this experience. And until you do so, the destined lesson still hasn't been learned, and it's blocking this person from engaging with you. Because I do feel there's a deep love here, okay? They have the King of Cups in reverse. That's the deepest love you could possibly get, aside from the Empress, of course. Okay, because the King is beyond the Queen of Cups. The King loves very deeply. It's very deep emotional love, although he isn't very expressive. Okay, and so I feel like this person has a difficult time in connecting to their emotions and admitting it to themselves. Okay, and so this is what's created all of this, not because they wanted to hurt you. Okay, so Roman chamomile, and it says destiny, exactly what I was talking about. So trigger statement, I am lost, and the true statement, I do what I love. There is a path waiting just for you. Open your heart and mind so you can use it on your journey of fulfillment. So this is destined, you know. I feel like Spirit wants you to remove any blockages. Blockages are going to be devilly thoughts, misunderstandings that we still hold, expectations that we hang on to, a need for control, a need for answers in a way that we're putting weight on other people. Okay, when Spirit is saying everything will come to you as it needs to unfold here, to allow things to unfold. This might not be everyone's guidance here, okay? If it resonates, it resonates. But I feel like this is this type of stuff we're having to work through if we're in a period of no contact separation, so we can integrate this. This is shadow integration, okay? So juniper berry, projection. I almost said protection. So projection. So trigger statement, my mind does not rest. And the true statement, I listen to my higher self. Look at each story that repeats itself in your mind as a stranger would. Ask yourself, is this true? So I said I felt a lot of you guys were a conscious lover. I feel for some of you guys, you're conscious, and this would not resonate for you. You've already done shadow work. Okay, but I do feel like there's a high percentage of you that think you're done this shadow work. If you're holding some form of a boundary because this person owes you something and you're still upset and you feel wounded and you feel under attack, then this messaging's for you. This is a projection. This isn't saying this person didn't hurt you. Yes, it hurt. Okay, but that's subjective, because nobody can instill a hurt in you. They can do something, and you could take it however you take it. And so 10 people can have the same thing done to them and take it 10 different ways. How you intake energy of what someone does is the thing that you can control. And so for highly sensitive, we don't say, well, I'm just highly sensitive. Everyone should tiptoe around that, because we could be highly sensitive due to not doing the work, to not being conscious, to having something happen in the past. And now we're sensitive, and we could just say, well, everyone needs to be conscious of that. No, they don't. No. Okay, that doesn't mean you're not, you don't get to be sensitive. You could be sensitive all you want, but then you're going to experience what it is you experience and intake it however you do. But everyone is in a position to work through their triggers, their traumas, and anything that has happened in the past. And so I feel like there's a need to stop projecting, okay? Because regardless of how hung up you are on the story of how this person hurt you and all of this stuff. And yeah, if you're new to this channel, this is the type of energy here that I'm clearly seeing in the collective that is shifting from victim mentality as other people owe me, okay, to nobody is going to owe me anything, and whether they do something or don't do something is out of my control. All I can do is manage my own internal world. That's all I have control over. And so we could go bouncing around from relationship to relationship saying it's that person, it's that person, it's that person. But then that's just projection, on and on and on with the cycles. Where do we get the cycles? Something was talking about cycles happening on and on. Is it this one? No, this one. Look at each story that repeats itself in your mind as a stranger would. Ask yourself, is this true? So I feel like there's cycles of projecting in relationship. Okay. And so this is what Spirit wants you to see and understand. So let's take a look at this person when they communicate here towards you and they come around here, what that looks like, so that you're prepared. Okay. And so I feel like Spirit wants you to be conscious of how you engage with this person. If you have some form of an understanding, you want a friendship, or you never want to see this person again, like get your understanding straight, because that's going to impact how you engage with this person. But if there's any sort of pressure around, they owe me, this person is most likely gonna run, okay? Or push you away energetically because they're not healed. So the Sun, what's this person gonna do next? So the Sun is positive energy. The Four of Swords, the Chariot in reverse, Cancer energy, Leo energy. What is pile number 3's person going to do next? What's going to happen next in this connection? Temperance in reverse, so unhealed. Like I said, Sagittarius. We have 10 swords. And why is this Chariot here? Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the 5 of Cups. We had 4 cards coming through here. The Page of Swords in reverse. The King of Wands, now in the upright. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The 5 of Swords in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. What's under the 5 of Cups? We have the Hermit in reverse. A Virgo energy. Okay, so this is coming out of a period of reflection and feeling bad. Okay, feeling sad. Like I said, this person regrets what happened between you and them. They took some time to reflect on this thing. So this would be the reason they've come out. Not because they think they owe you something, not because suddenly they want to be honest, but I took the time to reflect and now I feel disappointed in how it went down. And so now I come out because I want to shed some light on this, but I'm still very unhealed. I'm still not in a position to invest in this thing. Still very imbalanced here. But my understanding after taking this time is reflecting on the possibility that what has happened here could leave me without you, because they've experienced this painful ending and the separation from your world and they don't like it. It's like I thought this separation, would be fighting for, with the 7 wands, for what it was that I thought I wanted. But after experiencing this and took this pause, it was hurtful. And what I realized here is it doesn't allow me to have success. It doesn't allow me to have victory and move towards you. And so I do feel like there's something here about this person coming forward prematurely. Okay, because it does feel like fast energy. And why is it fast? Because there hasn't been the shadow integration. They haven't healed this thing, but they just feel a sense of urgency because they're like, oh, it's going to be over. And whatever did happen created some form of an ending. Yeah, and it's like this King of Wands would never admit defeat. This King of Wands, the way they see themselves, okay, is like, I win, but it's like, I win, but it's not a true understanding. They don't really have any clarity about the truth of the situation. They had a reverse judgment, which means I don't fully understand myself. I'm just acting out of urgency. I'm acting out of emotional disappointments that happened here between you and I. I left on bad terms. I don't want you mad at me. It's like, you don't need me. They know you don't need them. You're this Queen of Coins energy, a Queen of Swords energy. So it's like you rely on your own, like more than me. You rely on your own self. You're capable here of just moving on without me. What do you need me for? And so I feel like this person, there's an energy here of like showing up like confident in themselves, but that doesn't help this situation. But it's it almost feels like an egoic confidence. It's a confidence of themselves because it feels like this feels better to me than sitting there without crying in the corner, crying separate from you, what I did and didn't do. And I don't want to be in that energy. And so I'm going to let go of that energy so that I can come forward, because I don't want you to get too far away here, because you don't need me. And so here I come. And so this is why Spirit is saying, like, the challenge is if you have an expectation of this person, because them just coming forward and saying, look at me, I'm just confident in my own energy. You could be like, well, what's in it for me? Well, what are they going to do for me? It's like nothing. This person can't do anything for you. They need to heal. Okay, they need to integrate the shadow, which is the fear part that doesn't allow them to connect with their emotions. They'd rather just look confident on the outside here. It's an egoic thing. And so they just realize it's like, well, being here sucks and being in your good graces feels good. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's why they come forward, and that's what they're going to communicate here, you know? But it's like, that's the extent of it. So, yeah, I mean, will this progress? It has a potential to move forward, but I feel like Spirit's saying that this is a process of ascension. And what is ascension? Ascension is becoming more enlightened and more conscious. That's what the sun is about. How do we do this? We have to understand our own projections. And so the more you ascend, the more you understand your own mental projections and stories and work through your own shadows, the more you mirror back to this person. But this person's still an ego, and I have a feeling that some of you guys are still an ego working through shadows. What is this reverse chariot about here with this person? Why are they stuck? Despite the sun, it feels like a stagnant energy. 9 of Swords in reverse. Exactly. Stuck in mind. Projections. They have to come out of this 9 Swords energy. Okay? It's like nightmares we hold in our mind about who we are, who we have to be, what expectations are of us, whether we're good enough, not good enough, whether we could provide or not. It's like, I don't want to have this heavy expectation. And I just want to sort of tend to myself here with this 9 of Coins. So if in their mind, they're a 9 of Coins, King of Wands in their mind, then they don't need to worry about anything else, you know? But it's like, it's not true. It's just an avoidance of finding true fulfillment and happiness for themselves. But they don't know this. They don't know what they don't know. It's like a protective mechanism here, you know? And so they need to integrate this shadow in order to have success and move forward in this connection. Okay, ascend, move forward, have progress, expand in this connection. They have to integrate this fear. So let's take a look at this sun energy. Like I said, so ego definitely coming in the way here, but it's like they have an understanding that it doesn't feel good apart from you. That's their clarity. And death in reverse, so they got to release. And so they're having troubles releasing what needs to be released in all regards, you know? This is habits, thoughts, patterns, ways of being, and making space for the new. And if I hang on to old ways of being, then I can't make space for the new. So they're processing this and resisting this. But I feel like what they are going to let go of is this no contact, or this separation from you. Where were we? Oh, is it still here? Yeah, this. No, I guess I shuffled the cards. Whatever was at the bottom of the deck here. Okay, like this person is definitely going to want to come forward. So let's see exactly this 8 of Wands and their energy then, because I feel it's going to be, look at me, and pretending they're as unbothered as can be. Now, what is this 8 of Wands? What do they hope to achieve with this 8 of Wands? This feels like a premature coming forward. A 7 of Swords in reverse. So this definitely could be an apology, you know, but it falls flat because they can't provide you with anything other than that apology. It's like the surface thing. So it's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was not upfront, or I'm sorry I was a sabotage. They may not use those words, okay? But there is an acknowledgement that what they did here was self-serving in a way that disappointed you. There's an understanding of this. And I don't think this person wants that. I do feel they feel bad, okay? Yeah, that's what we had there. Sorry, at the bottom it was the Five of Cups. There's true remorse. Okay, there really is. But that's the extent. It's like, I feel bad. I want to apologize, or I want to come forward. I don't want to be avoidant of this argument or just ghost pile number 3 and keep on the run. I want to come forward and I want to face the music. But I do feel they're too fearful right now to face the music. If, like I said, you're throbbing with an energy of, I need answers and I have expectation here that you're going to do this and you're going to do that. No, they're not. And this is why they're kept away from you. If you're wondering why they're not coming back, it would be energetically, completely, all energy work. Okay. And so in these divine connections, it's like our energy speaks to each other. Okay. In the 5D. And so if we have some form of a tension going on, if we're vibrating some form of, projection and a repellent, this person is going to sense this. Okay. So they're still healing. They're still working through things. So don't expect anything that's they're unable to provide. Now, you're worthy of going wherever you want to go get this. Go ahead. But I feel like usually these connections are mirrored for a reason. So there's something we're working through here, you know? And so this is what we're learning. Pile number 3. So we have Scorpio here. I don't think I read. And Cancer. Okay. So pile number 3, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 4, you guys picked the Golden Universal Tarot, and we're looking at the person on your mind, what this person is thinking and feeling about you. Now, this energy could come reversed, meaning it'll be your own thoughts and feelings about this person on your mind right here, right now. So if that's the case, you can certainly listen, or you can go check out another pile. Okay, so let's pull an oracle card, and then we will pull your tarot, and then we'll get some advice, and we'll look at what will happen next in this connection, since I did that with the other 3 piles. So Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 4 regarding the right here, right now energy of pile 4. Person, they came here about the person on their minds, and what is it that this person is thinking and feeling about the connection between them and pile number 4. 3 cards for you. All right, so we have honesty, 23. The energy of honesty supports our choice to be courageously truthful and genuine with kindness and tact. It's number 5. And then we have forgiveness with number 20. The energy of forgiveness strengthens our capacity to let go of unwanted feelings and emotions. And we have originality with 31 and 4. So it says the frequency of originality supports our capacity to be unique and original creators of unlimited possibilities in every moment. All right. So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4, Spirit. Pile 4, the person on their mind, their thoughts and feelings at this time. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. Thank you so much, pile number 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. Spirit, please allow me to channel this in a way pile 4 will understand. So we have the moon. We have the devil in reverse. Cancer, Capricorn energy. I do need to cover this. Well, I don't need to do anything, but I will cover this. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Why is this moon here? Why is the moon here? We have the Star. Aquarius energy. We have the Knight of Wands, and we have the 8 of Swords. And the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 Pentacles, and under that we have the Ace of Wands. I do feel I need to see some more. King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then the Knight of Cups in reverse under that. I'm going to do it like this, okay? Just give me a second to channel this information. Okay, pile number 4. This does feel like an energy here that's learnt some difficult lesson. And I don't know if they learned the difficult lesson in this connection, but I do feel like there's a history for sure here where there was a lot of confusion that might have been creating an uncertainty, and it could have been stemmed from fear. So your person could have had a lot of fear, or you could have had a lot of fear. I don't know whose the fear belongs to, but someone had fear in this connection. Okay. And I feel like this fear was creating confusion and uncertainty about where this connection is going and whether this connection had longevity. It's like, maybe it's like, I don't know how this connection could sustain itself, how it could get there, wherever the there is, because I do feel like there was a lot of things to work through. And I feel like one person, because I am feeling 2 energies sort of here. And I do feel like one person, I'll read it as your person, okay? But it definitely could be your energy. I feel like the confusion was stemmed from, and this could be mirrored. This is why I'm feeling the 2 energies, because both of you guys could have had this, where there's like a lot of fear when it comes to the decisions and the way that we engage in connection or relationship, which is very unhealthy. And so I feel like there were unhealthy ways of engagement in this connection that was prevalent, that was creating a lot of confusion and getting in the way of what the long-term vision can be. And so I feel like both parties were wanting some form of a future in some regard, because this does feel to be something that, and I do feel star almost came out in every pile, or at least the destined sort of connection that was presenting itself to both of you guys. It was like, there's something destined here. There's something that we're needing to experience. And so it's a very healing connection, and healing doesn't always feel good. It's not like, ooh, it's so healing and calm. It's like, it was healing because it was bringing up a lot of shadow, a lot of subconscious wounding, a lot of triggers, and you definitely could have been dealing with someone with addictions. Okay. But it's just like things that get in the way of us having a future that we can build for ourselves. And so I do feel like your person is coming through as somebody who is still working through a lot of that stuff, but I do feel it's on the tail end. Okay, but I feel like all of that stuff they realize and understand, it gets in the way of me tangibly making progress. It's like, this is what's been holding me back. And so I do feel like there's an inability to actually move in the direction of like expressing one's desire when it comes to what they want, how they feel, what their plan is. But the feels are here is very deep love. Okay. And this person has an intention of like moving towards this connection to create something here with you. But I do feel like this person feels they're limited still by this presence of the devil that they're still having to break through. It's like, I'm still working through my greatest fears or some uncertainties or some shadow that creeps up on me that limits how I engage or how far I can move or how consistent I could be or how I could progress here. And I don't want it to be something that fizzles out. If I step forward, it's like I have to put my money where my mouth is, and this person might feel like they're not in a position that they have up until this point been able to provide or pursue. Okay, but I do feel like something that is coming online very strong is this honesty, where there might have been too much fear to admit truth. And I do feel like the history that I was talking about, I do feel is in this connection where maybe some of these fears got in the way. And so there's this working through releasing any of the past that has made this person feel bad. It's like I feel bad that I might have done or said or kept things confusing or acted out of fears, acted out of shadows, because I feel like there was something about this person's energy that wasn't allowing them to be consistent. And maybe it was just like I just show up without really any solid substance. And right now I know that there is a future that I want. And so I'm having to release how I was engaged, forgive myself, and then understand that there's a way to be with pile number 4, which I haven't figured out yet, in order to align myself with a future. But I'd have to creatively sort of know what this looks like. And right now I feel like it's still on ice or blocked here because I don't feel like this person has allowed themselves to fully, officially pursue this connection. And so I do feel like this person's holding back feelings. And I do feel like the other energy might be thinking like, I'm interested, but I'm also very aware that I can't keep giving to a situation that doesn't have substance. It's not growing any fruit. It fizzles out. It's like, how many times do I experience this Knight of Wands? Because the Knight of Wands in a love reading could be very passionate, but there's not a whole lot of meat. It's like sizzle out, it fades away, and it could be very inconsistent if it just comes around and then there's no long-term game plan. And so this person's sort of looking at what has transpired here, the other person, okay? Because I am feeling 2 energies, like I said. And so there's this working through forgiving what they have experienced, because they might have experienced the other person sort of not having a vision, being inconsistent, not being honest about their feelings, or sensing a block here, and maybe being exposed to the other person's fears and devils. And it's like, how can I engage with this person, without holding any of what's happened in the past as like a in the way of us working together. I don't feel like either person wants to hold the past, in the way of this connection. But there seems to still be subconscious stuff that's one person, if not both, are still working through here. The Hangman, Pisces energy. So yeah, I do, like I said, there seems to be a change or a shift in perspective when it comes to the first person I was reading. The person who I felt might have been a little more inconsistent here, or I don't know, like really driving from this fearful place. I think both people might have a different perspective of each other. There might have been a pause in this connection, or just enough time spent or time gone on where now we see the situation differently. We understand each other differently. We're no longer maybe blaming the other person for their shadows or fears or how they engaged. We're just seeing it as, this is this person's subconscious, this is this person's fears, this is this person's blocks. And there's nothing really I can do except for accept that this person is like this. Now, it doesn't mean I need them in my world or that I need to put up with anything other than not put them out of my heart, accept that this is how they are, and forgive this person, mostly for myself, so I'm not carrying any resentments about what has happened here. It seems both people are wanting to be honest with each other to their capacity, because I still do feel like there's still a lot of limitations that one person here is still, the person I feel who is still blocked in expressing or moving forward with their feels. And I feel like it's due to some sort of limiting thought that tells them that they're not in a position to pursue until this devil is healed, or this devil's removed, or the chain has been identified and worked through. And maybe it's like, I still don't see how I could break through the chain. And it does seem to be something of a past as well. So it might have been a past before this connection, or just the history of this connection, one or the other. And like I said, it could be both people. One might be very hung up on the history of this connection and working through forgiveness and honesty about it because it reflects a lot about themselves. And the other person could definitely be working through a lot of forgiveness in regards to subconscious wounding that happened previous to this connection, but that was keeping them in devil energy. So let's dive in a little deeper, okay, into this energy. Take my robe off because it's getting very hot in here. So let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. Did I say pile 3? Pile 4. What is pile 4's person feeling and thinking about pile 4? Can we get a deeper layer? Anything I've missed regarding this connection, pile 4, and the person on their mind? Any questions pile 4 still has regarding their person's feelings and thoughts at this time? Yeah, it's like I said, becoming honest where we were dishonest, where we were avoiding a truth. It's like I was acting out of fear, I was avoidant, I was maybe sabotaging, I wasn't being upfront, I was acting from fears. And so I wasn't being truthful in the connection. And now I want to be honest, I want to be truthful. And I see it from the hangman perspective because I created pain, or I just felt it created more confusion. So I feel both people are coming from a point of, I no longer want to experience confusion or fears or act from the place where we have been acting from. Okay, so it does feel like a change of energy. 6 of Cups in the reverse and the 4 of Swords. Why is this 7 Swords in the reverse here? Why 7 Swords here? It's like the thief returning the swords. Okay, the High Priestess. Whatever was hidden is coming to light. And I do feel like with the block of emotions, I feel like the person who is blocked in expressing themselves, I feel like there's been a lot of hiding feelings, a lot of not being truthful. You know, like they're wanting to work through that so that they can express themselves and act on their intuition and the things that haven't been revealed yet in this connection. Okay, why is the 6 Cups here? And like I said, I was picking up an energy of previous to this connection. Previous to this connection, I do feel like one energy predominantly, the person who is avoidant or was really chained by the devil, could have been created at childhood. Okay, because this to me was about a childhood experience or a past relationship that we experienced that was very challenging, that emotionally got us stuck. It's like I remember the painful experience and it's sort of replaying in my mind. And so it created a version of me to protect myself, you know, where I'm avoidant. But there seems to be a soul contract here. And there also seems to be an inability to move on from this connection. And so it's like, if I can't move on from this connection, I have to face the thing that I was avoiding facing and acknowledge this. Okay, I have to be honest with myself and really heal this thing or look at this thing. So there's a card of healing, a card of stillness, really dealing with the 3 Swords, being honest with oneself. 4 of Pentacles. I do feel like this is why this person was incapable of moving forward. They were blocking their heart. See how he's sort of guarded here. So there's like, I'm too held back. I can't move forward in this connection. And so I avoid what I need to do. But at the same time, it's like this person couldn't let go of this connection. They didn't want to let go of this connection. They were emotionally stuck here. It's like I can't let go of pile number 4. I have no choice but to heal this 3 Swords, reflect on it. And so I feel like this person is in the process of healing this. It could be a past life challenge. It could be a childhood wounding, whatever this block was. It kept them stuck, you know, and it could have kept them in their comfort zone of their life. And if their comfort zone was just avoiding connection, and sabotaging connection and not being honest and being this sort of an energy, then that's what they would do. Okay, but Spirit comes in to shift and change things in order for there to be an acknowledgement and a healing. And so this is divinely guided, okay, with this High Priestess here. And we have the Page of Swords in the reverse and the King of Swords in the reverse. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. And then we have Judgment. So Judgment, I feel, is almost like a big sort of truth, you know, because it's like the moment where we have to face great truths of clarity here. And we have to be honest. I feel like we're catching this person in a big shift right now. I feel like this person still has not stepped forward. Their intention is to offer something here. Okay, I feel like this person is not going anywhere when it comes to letting go of this connection. I feel emotionally, this person cannot break free from this connection. They're having to do the work. And so their intention is to keep moving forward when they can move forward by acknowledging the 3 swords of their past experience, those keeping them stuck. They want to sit with that. Okay, but there's a lot here that they haven't seen or understood just yet. And I feel like this person's way more comfortable in their mind than their heart, because we were seeing them with the block to emotions and expressing themselves. And it's like, I want to just mentally understand and gain my bearings mentally so that I can, in the 3D world, come forward with something. I need to understand what's happened here. So I do feel this person's going very, very slow, if not maybe even still at times. And you might think, well, what are they doing? You know, they're not moving forward, or they're just sort of stuck here in some way, is kind of what it feels like. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is they're not stuck energetically. They are listening to their intuition. They are allowing the truth to come forward by surrendering where they were avoidant and by seeing things differently with the Hangman, but they're having to still resolve where there's emotional blocks here, because I still feel there's a huge emotional block in which they're processing through their own mind. Okay, which they don't have to process emotions through mind, but if they're more mind than heart, then it becomes, I need to understand what's happened. I need to be able to speak on this and act on this. And yeah, it's like I need to wrap my mind around it, is how this person feels. I'm not just going to do and say something because I feel a certain way without understanding it logically. So well, let's get another layer here. Okay, because I feel like we're getting there, but let's see. Spirit, so what did we miss then? Anything further regarding this connection? So we saw one person here, and I feel your energy, if I was reading it right, it's just like trying to, you know, forgive whatever history has happened here with this person being stuck or being stagnant, or just choosing the fear, choosing the avoidance. For pile number 4, spirits, anything else regarding the person on pile 4's mind? What did we miss in this reading? What does pile 4 need to know about how this person feels and thinks at this time? Ace of Wands, the Strength card, and the King of Wands in reverse. Wow, lots of fire here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Why is this Ace of Wands here? The Page of Swords in reverse again. Why is this Strength card here? We have the Knight of Wands again, and it's clarified by the 9 of Cups. And why is this King of Wands in reverse? The 6 of Wands in reverse. And we have the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. There's that blocked emotion again. Okay, just give me a second. I feel like this person definitely is holding back, okay? They have a lot of passion here for you, the same person that I was reading. Okay, there's a lot of wands here, lots of fire, lots of passion, but I feel like this is an ego card. This is an ego card. This could be an ego card in the shadow. Okay, even the Knight of Wands has an ego here because he's more thinking of himself here. The Nine of Cups is also a self-fulfilling card. Okay, and so I feel like there's something about this person that is working through something about their confidence, of why they hold themselves back. I feel like this person might be very uncomfortable with feelings. And I do feel like this person understands what feels emotionally fulfilling for them. And it is this connection. Okay, like they recognize this. But I feel like this person has trouble regulating like their emotions and being able to contribute what they need in this connection in order to get out of it a Nine of Cups, because we can't just keep going to the same well, being emotionally satisfied and not contributing. And I feel like this person still has healing to do based on that Four of Swords and that Six of Cups in reverse. It's like they can't offer a cup here because they're still blocked emotionally. I feel like this person still has some lack of confidence in their ability to perform and invest in a balanced way when it comes to emotions. There's a lack of confidence here. It's like I won't succeed in this connection because I'm not in a position to emotionally open up or invest or give a cup at this time. I don't feel it's because of a want. I feel I don't know how. I don't understand how to do it. So this could be someone very green when it comes to relationship. I don't understand it. I've never had to do it. I don't get how that works. And maybe you just make this person happy. And so it's like, I know that much. I know that I'm happy when I come around. I know that my cups are filled when I come around. And when I was coming around as a Knight of Wands, it was being fulfilled by you or this situation or the circumstance. But it's like, I know that I have to refrain from just coming like a Knight of Wands. Because it feels unbalanced and something feels not right. When I come like a Knight of Wands, and so this could be the history that you're forgiving. When I came as a Knight of Wands, full of fire, full of passion, maybe just wanting some form of intimacy here, filling my own cup at my own, at your expense, I'd leave with full 9 cups. It'd make me happy, but I wasn't investing. And it didn't succeed. In fact, it could have led to arguments. It could have led to disappointment. It could have led to sadness. It could have led to a whole bunch of disappointment here. So now I hold myself back from just being this Knight of Wands, taking what I need here, because I know that there is something I'm supposed to be investing here. However, I don't understand how to do it, and I'm not confident that I would succeed in the energy that I'm in. And so this is what I'm trying to understand. And so every time you're around, it's like I got to hold myself back here. But there's a lot of passion. Okay, this is a new beginning. This is a new beginning. Yeah, there's the moon. So they're still working through the subconscious. The fears are still present when it comes to expressing or investing with emotions. Deep, deep emotions, but definitely a block here. So let's see what Spirit's guidance is here for you, and then we'll see what this person will do next. Okay, because I do feel there is a lot of fear when it comes to expressing emotions for whatever reason, doing it wrong, not understanding it, not succeeding, maybe failing at doing it, or I don't know, like, what if you don't appreciate the way I do it, or what if it doesn't turn out the way I intend it to be, and then you see me in a different way. And so these could be big, big unfounded fears for this person. Pile number 4 is pile here. What is the guidance and the advice regarding this connection for pile number 4, Spirit? What is the guidance and the advice for pile 4? Copiaba. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Copiaba. It says, worthy. Trigger statements. I am ashamed. That's this energy. True statement. I am cherished. There are connections to ancestral and childhood memories, that's the 6 of Cups in reverse, that are ready to be healed. Allow divine light to shine within. So this seems to be the guidance for your person, but maybe it's like understanding that their inability to be confident has nothing to do with you or this connection. It has everything to do with the childhood wounding, that Six of Cups in reverse, and that this person is working through with the divine. Because remember, I told you there was divine guidance with that High Priestess energy. So allow divine light to shine within. Okay, that's Hangman energy as well. Worthy. Yeah, this person needs to work up their courage to feel worthy. It's like, I don't feel in a position that can invest with my emotions. And I don't know if they just feel emotions are something they have to be worthy of carrying, but I feel like it's a lack of understanding. Okay, so we have Fennel. Discern. Trigger statements. It is not my fault. True statement. I take full responsibility. Shift into your body and listen. Release the emotions you have been storing and move forward. Forgiveness. There's something of the past that's very heavy with this person, you know, and I feel like the other person has to learn to discern when this person doesn't come online, offering a cup here, taking something here. This could definitely be a lesson. Okay, like the discernment has to come from both sides, and one's learning from the ancestral triggers and childhood traumas and memories, and the other one's discerning from the history here that's left one feeling disappointed. But we're really having to be honest about this. So yeah, both people are reflecting a worthiness sort of issue here, okay? Cardamom. Integrity. Trigger statement. It is their fault. True statement. My thoughts are the cause of my suffering. As emotions rise, go within to see what stories and memories are fueling them. Then release what is not serving you with gratitude. Again, with the Six of Cups in reverse. So if this is mirrored, Spirit is really saying, okay, because I was asking for advice for you, the viewer. So maybe this was the energy of the viewer. There seems to be hurts of the past, and I need to act with integrity. Integrity doesn't bring in the past pains into a current situation, but we won't know how to react in the current situation if we are distorted in what we're experiencing. And so the thoughts come very charged. And so we need to clear our thoughts. That's why we have that Four of Swords. The thoughts need to get cleared and understood, because they're suffering when we carry that memory and it doesn't serve us anymore, and we bring it into this connection. And so if you experience a painful experience with this person specifically and you're wanting a future here, there's a need to release these thoughts, okay, and then discern when to engage so we don't carry any resentments. If we engage, there's no expectation. There's allowing this person to go through their process of healing. The only reason we would ever be resentful or upset or angry is if we have an expectation of some sort of transaction and we're not fully forgiving. Okay? And that's sensed energetically. So Magnolia, amplify. Trigger statement, I can't get anything right. And the true statement, I am in divine time. Harness your loving energy and watch as one miracle unfolds after another. I do feel like there is a beautiful miracle unfolding here. You know, I feel like this is a connection that's working through healing. And the more we could support each other on this process of healing, I think the more is going to unfold here. And look at the beautiful colors of the chakra system. Okay, Rosemary with wisdom. Trigger statement, it doesn't make sense. True statement, I see the bigger picture. Exactly. You're moving towards a deeper level of understanding, from knowledge to wisdom. Take time to absorb the lessons. So I feel like short-term pain, okay, really, at the end of the day here, because I do feel there's something beautiful that's being amplified through understanding, through forgiveness, through healing, through unconditional love. This is true wisdom. What do we do with the knowledge of what we experience? We can either turn it into resentments, we can either turn it into boundaries that are not needed, and dress that up as this person hurt me or whatever story we want to create. And we can do that for sure. But I feel like the true wisdom is acting from the heart, understanding, okay, what has transpired, and then understanding with discernment how to engage without feeling drained, without engaging or overgiving, or putting up with someone who's maybe taking for their own emotional pleasure. Maybe they're like breadcrumbing or giving bare minimum or not being consistent. Okay, so there's a need for us to discern this stuff. Okay, but I do feel like Spirit is saying that there is some bigger picture that's unfolding here. And so if we understand the bigger picture, if we come from a place of integrity, not resentment or anger, then the wisdom to make these decisions will course this connection in a way that is needing to unfold in a different way maybe than it can unfold. So we have a helping hand how it unfolds. It could either unfold smoothly or it can unfold in a way here that creates a lot of pain and suffering, you know? It's up to us really at the end of the day. That's what Spirit is saying. So we have black pepper, integrate. Trigger statement, I am trapped. True statement, I am whole. Allow the parts of yourself you hide to make themselves known. In the light, you will see the wisdom they hold. So this is talking about the wisdom. So it's knowledge, what we experienced, gaining the wisdom, and then integrate it. Because if we experience something and we don't do anything with it, if we're not discerning with that information after experiencing it, we still keep doing the same thing. It's like, that's not wisdom. Okay, that's like insanity. The only way to embody true understanding and wisdom is to integrate it, which means our actions, you know, the feet on the street, like in the 3D. What am I doing? What am I saying? Am I integrated? Am I fully embodied? Or am I just preaching? You know, am I just using words? Yeah, I forgive you. Well, what does forgiveness look like? Is it integrated? We can't just say I forgive, but then not act like we forgive. We cannot have just a desire, a hope to forgive, and a heart that wants to forgive, but then act in an opposite way. That's not in line with integrity. So I feel like there's something here about maybe saying one thing or wanting one thing and doing another or feeling another. So if you're feeling slighted by this person, because I feel there's a history, the Spirit is saying you're allowed to feel what you feel. Okay, but there's a need to act in integrity and to integrate what you've already learned, because you're already in a position to have the wisdom to discern when this person is in an energy that is balanced, healing, and showing up, and when they're not. And you know that you're worthy of love, regardless if someone's not in a position to invest or if they're stringing you on. You don't have to deal with any of this stuff. That doesn't reflect back to you your own worthiness, but you don't need the external world to do this. And so Spirit says, do you know your self-worth without this person coming or going? Because if you do, there's less resentment, there's less anger, there's less needing them to do anything. You're not needing them to mirror anything. You're not needing them to give anything. You're not requiring them. They can either show up or not show up if they want to. If they want to give to you, they can give to you. There's no expectation here, you know. You do you, and you make decisions based on your discernment, because I do feel like there's a past here that you're having to make peace with, and you're having to be very honest with. So this starts with the inner world, you know. Am I truly being honest with how I feel about this person? And I'm acting integrated on this wisdom. If not, then Spirit is saying, come up with what reflects the truth. Because the truth, okay, that's not distorted, that's not egoic, that's not projected, is what needs to get sort of turned up here in order for there to be an unfolding, because there's an unfolding here of a beautiful miracle. Okay, so harness your loving energy and watch as one miracle unfolds after another. This will get amplified. It's almost like the more love you give, the more you experience, the more gratitude you have, the more you experience. And so Spirit is saying you have the capacity to open up your heart. You have the capacity to experience gratitude and love and all this positive energy. Okay, but when we experience contracting energy, resentments or hang on to disappointments or feel like someone's shorting me or they're not doing this or they're not doing that, now we're contracting, which means we have less capacity. And this is what we amplify, is like the lack. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with discernment. The discernment needs to be what creates the boundaries, not the feelings. Okay, because feelings could definitely be showing us something, but it's just showing our own thoughts. And if our thoughts aren't with integrity, if our thoughts aren't integrated, then the thoughts are want to be reactive. So this is what Spirit is talking about here. So let's see what's going to happen next in this connection. Spirit, for pile number 4, what's going to happen next in this connection? How is this miracle unfolding, happening here in this connection between pile 4 and their person? What's going to happen next in this connection? Wow. Destiny. So things will turn for the better here. Okay. This could be talking about repeating cycles, but I feel like this is why Spirit's saying, like, are we integrated and did we learn lessons? Are we going to integrate this wisdom, this knowledge, so things can get better? Because this is destined to get better, but we will repeat cycles until we understand our own self-worth and we have the ability to discern through this wisdom. That's what this karmic lesson was for. Okay. But things will turn for the better here. Yeah. Heavy karmic coming through here. Okay. And so I had to experience a lot of disappointment or whatever you experience here with this person. It seemed like they weren't able to be there for you or something like this, and it's like, I could be truthful and just say that they didn't do this and they didn't do that, which is a truth. But it's like, well, Spirit was guiding this connection so that you could see your own self-worth. This is why you're experiencing this karmic lesson and nothing to do with this person. Okay, really, at the end of the day with this karmic. So, Page of Cups. I feel like your person, okay, if your person was the person who had blocks with emotions, their karmic lesson is opening the heart space. I feel like this person could be very inexperienced, very inexperienced, but I do feel there's a beautiful, innocent love here that this person feels for you. And they're learning, and they're amidst learning this karmic lesson of how can I be completely honest about how I feel, without being avoidant, without playing games, without, I don't know, like trying to, with the 9 of Cups, like I said, and that 7 of Swords, it seemed like at one point this person was more concerned with their own feelings here than how to show up. But it wasn't because they wanted to hurt you. It was almost like an inexperience here, an immaturity emotionally. They had to repeat certain cycles so they could learn about themselves. 2 of Wands in reverse. I do see them opening up here. Okay, I do feel like wherever they were stuck, they were karmically stuck there. They were held by the universe there, not able to move in this connection until there was healing. Yeah, and I do feel, again, this 3 swords in reverse to me is being reflected on both sides. Karmically, there was a lot of suffering and pain. And I feel like you might have experienced it with this person. And this person certainly experienced it with their 6 of Cups in reverse. So why is this Page of Cups here? If this person owes you an apology, it's coming. Okay? It's coming in the future. I don't know how they'll express their apology to you, but I feel like that was what we saw them working through, the 8 swords. They're releasing a lot of their limiting thoughts about themselves. And this is the big reason why they haven't opened their heart space up to you. It's like they tell themselves certain beliefs because of the 6 of Cups in reverse of what they experienced emotionally. And it's like, I can't do this, or I can't say this, or I'm blocked because of this, and this will lead to that. And there's way too much mental chatter. So it keeps me limited. It doesn't allow me to move forward. It doesn't allow me to pursue this connection in a way here that would take a chance or do what I needed to do. I was too immature and too pained here. And so all of these cycles have led me to a realization, closing out. I feel there's a closing of a karmic cycle here in order to free oneself from mental thoughts so that your person can open their heart space. I feel like you might have gone through a lot of healing as well. Okay, and so Spirit keeps saying lean towards forgiveness, lean towards observing your own pain and whatever history you've had with this person, however many cycles you've had with this person will come to finally apologize for any sort of wrongs they might have done here. Once they can come forward with feelings and express themselves. What else wants to come forward here for pile number 4 in regards to what their person will do or say next? What's going to happen next here? Yeah, beautiful. So Hangman, Pisces energy. So it's like I see things differently now. I've been able to sit with myself and I see things from a complete different perspective. Okay, it's from a higher perspective, so it's more enlightened. I'm more not in this energy that I was when I was creating a lot of the drama or conflict. And so this person might actually think a lot like you. Okay, because I do feel maybe in the past this person was not of the same mind because of the fear. And I feel like this is saying this person is now speaking your language or understanding your vibe or seeing what's expected of them. Okay, but although, again, we don't have expectation, but it's like I understand what's expected of me because the universe has shown me something here. Okay, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. And it's like it can only come when I pull the 3 swords out of my heart. When I release these 8 swords. Yeah, look at this unfulfilled potential here with the 10 of Cups. So remember we asked about how is this miracle unfolding? Your person right now, I feel, is healing the most. Okay, because I do feel like you're working through some of the stuff we talked about. And your person comes to a point here where karmically they can release so that they can go from their 9 cups where it was all about what's going to make me happy here, because it's kind of like a child, really. You know, the child doesn't look at their parents and say, what can I do that's going to fulfill the parent? No, they just like, whoa, especially a situation where someone's just makes you emotionally happy. It's like you get around them, you don't know what to do or say. This person felt very like a fish out of water, you know, fish out of water. And it's like, they're obviously not a child. And I do feel there's been lessons here so this person can see. It's like, I don't need to stay in a 9 cups and just take, emotionally it doesn't feel as good as when my person's happy. And I want to make my person happy because this is 2 people coming together to emotionally fulfill each other. So this is still on the table here as a miracle unfolding. I feel this person feels that you're a miracle here, you know, and I feel like at one point you might have thought this as well. And it's like, this person was just like really uncommitted to this connection from a place of pain, not from anything other than that. An inability to open up the emotions and too pained to express oneself or move beyond their limitation. And it's like, I can't welcome this 10 of Cups here. And so it just sat here painfully. Now I just want to see like this block in emotion. Are they going to be able to express themselves? I do feel like there is an expression here. Okay, but I still feel like it's still a page level because I feel at this point, if you resonate with this person has a real big block when it comes to emotional self-expression. And this is like finally cracking it open, you know? It's like the step we really need. And now whether they move beyond that level will take work, you know, but I feel they're wanting to move towards this 10 of Cups. So will Pile Force person work through this emotional expression block? I feel there's one more, but not that one. 2 more. Release with the Death card, Scorpio energy. Wow, massive transformation. The King of Swords in reverse. That's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And the King of Cups. So, what is this telling us? Your person was very uncomfortable when it came to expressing their emotions. I feel your person could really, really love deeply and loves you deeply. Okay, you're going to see this Page of Cups energy. Behind the Page of Cups is a King of Cups, the deepest love here in the tarot. Okay, but this person is not confident in their ability to communicate. They don't understand feelings. They're not confident with this. They're working on releasing and shedding and changing this understanding that's created this lack of confidence in themselves, which I think is going to take some time. It's going to take some understanding. And it starts with this page because a page has to go through the series to get to this King of Cups. Okay, but they're not there. And this is what the karmic lesson is. Shedding their lack of confidence in their ability to communicate and express themselves and take action on how they feel. It's like, I just know what I think and I act on what I know. But if you put emotions in front of me, forget about it, but it's like, how can we live this way? And so this connection's really touch this person emotionally, and they can't deny it. The feelings are there. They see a 10 of cups with you. They have a lot of feels for you. I think you make this person feel like a child, and it's like, with this death in the upright, it's like, I'm no longer resisting the change and the transformation I need to have internally in order for me to accept some form of truth and be honest. Because in the past, I feel this person was 7 swords. Not being honest, avoidant, suppressing, inconsistent, or at least more focused on what they can do in the moment and take from you, and maybe even breadcrumb, like I said, or just like bare minimum, or be very imbalanced because there's a big old block. And it all stems from a sense of worthiness and their capacity and their understanding to express themselves and give love, from a 6 of cups in reverse of a history, okay? Whatever their history was. So yeah, I think things are really shifting here, where they were blocked, they're now going to express, where they might have ran, they're now present. There seems to be like a 180 here when it comes to how they're going to engage, because I do feel like there's an understanding that they're having that is coming online that never used to be present, and that they would give into their fears. And I was like, I don't want to give into my fear. I want to make this change, but I have to be integrated. And integration means doing it, embodying it, like in the 3D. It doesn't mean just thinking about it and hoping about it and crossing my fingers about it. It's like, how do I get this 10 cups? I have to do it. I have to speak it. Okay, so I do feel there's an apology coming forth once this person sheds this lack of confidence in their ability to speak their truth. Okay, but never was there a doubt here that this person had deep feels for you and a deep sense of love. Okay, that's definitely there. And they really like the way you make them feel. At the end of the day, there's this happiness you bring to this person. And bigger than that, it's like the universe brought us and conspired to bring us together here so that I could break this thing that was really limiting to me. Like, it was really restricting this person's ability to see value in themselves, and suppressing their own emotions. Left them feeling very hurt. Very hurt. Your person's experienced a lot of hurt here, and I'm sure you have too, by this person's delay or block or whatever it was that's happened here, because I do feel there's a history, okay? But again, forgiveness comes from a place of unconditional love. Now, whether you accept them or not is up to you, because you don't need to marry those two together. Forgiveness just means I can move beyond this without holding resentments in my heart, accept what is as it happened so that there could be peace. So, pile number 4, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I love you very much, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.